if I die tomorrow. I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Tuesday night and the Funkadactyls are out. What's up, everybody?
Did that just is it just me or that sounded off?
What?
I don't know.
No?
Sounded fine to me.
Yeah.
Sounded Gucci to me. No, my question was this
Okay.
graphic we have today, which is like just one flash photo.
Yo, that I was just looking at. I'm like, all Transformers. I'm like, oh, the corner.
There he is. And then,
There he is.
Pong, and then you have Pong there, and you just see Ezra Miller's fucking lips.
Pong lip service.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, you see it?
That worked. Yep.
That's great.
Oh
Excellent.
man.
I'm here to help.
I abuse people.
That's so sad.
I'm still
Oh,
getting paid.
No, not really. They. I think it's legit a flop.
It
made less
Yeah.
than
We'll
Black
get
Adam.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll
All
get there,
right. We'll
we'll
get
get
there.
there.
So,
I mean,
spoiler warnings or not?
I ain't doing no fucking spoiler warning.
Actually,
for this.
no. Hold on. My bad. Hi guys. I know we're gonna go into announcements first. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
Hola, friendos. I missed last week. You guys talked Bad Batch, so cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
I froze
actually,
again.
We actually had a
Jesus
very good
Christ.
combo about
Very
Bad
good
Batch.
combo.
Nice.
It's one of those shows that I think is a good show, but I just think it's not a show for everyone.
I
But it's
think
good.
that we had a very good show. I think that you would have
Absolutely.
enjoyed it.
We
you
went
would've-
we went a full 2 hours on just that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't get derailed too much either. It was great.
I'm proud
Does
of
that
you.
mean does that mean that Tone is the person that derails us?
Nah.
I mean, this seems to be pretty on track because allegedly, whenever I leave for a business trip and it's just Jackie and the kids, they eat everything, they listen, and then the minute I come home, chaos just begins again. And so I guess I am
So
the
much
reason.
for being a lawful good paladin.
I mean, it is what it is.
Director of
It is what it is.
chaos.
I had a very productive Tuesday. I'm glad you all had productive Tuesdays as well.
Good. How was the event?
Smashing success.
There we go. Nice.
Mhm.
Good.
And again, happy Father's Day to Tone.
Happy Father's
Yes,
Day.
happy Father's Day. I
Oh,
hope
and
you had a
Dad.
good one. How was the weekend?
It was
What
good.
did you
It
guys
was.
do?
We're just sticking to the tradition of the Perez household where someone is always sick. So Josie was sick this time. So so they got me a telescope for my Father's Day gift, and I have been
Nice.
waiting for the fucking moon to come out for the past 3 days. I keep walking
Nice.
outside and I keep putting my fist in the air saying, "Damn you, moon, where are you?" Because I really don't want to practice on a fucking star. I want to practice on the big ass shiny object in the sky, and then I'll move to stars.
So it's the one time you want to be mooned.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. And then what else did I do? I watched Avatar: Way of Water. That was with my family reluctantly watching it with me, but I got to pull the Father's Day card.
There you go. There you go.
I woke up and I told Jackie, I'm watching Avatar, whether anyone's watching it with me or not. So she was on her phone. Bear kept asking me all these questions, even though I'm
In my
explaining
head,
shit to
I
him.
heard Avatar Way of Water, and I immediately changed it to Avatar Book of Water.
Oh wow.
No. Joe,
I was
James
like,
Cameron's.
That's why I was so excited. Now I'm just like, I'm sad now.
No. I'll get him.
You're a terrible father.
I will.
He's talking about Dances with Aliens. That's what he's
Yeah, I want talking about Dances with Aliens, Dances with Blue People, colonialism, imperialism, the history of mankind, Manifest Destiny, the Oregon Trail, the Trail of Tears. Like there's, there's like so there's just a lot of it.
It's a lot.
It's definitely a lot, but we did watch it, and then we watched something. I put something else on, but no, definitely. I was happy to watch Avatar, and
Yeah,
I
watched it again since it's on Disney Plus.
And it's
I
also
enjoyed
weirdly on HBO Max, by the way.
I noticed that too. It's Max now. It's Max,
Max.
now.
It's Max.
Yeah.
Max.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right.
My
All right,
bad.
It's Max now. Okay.
It's
Jesus.
Max.
So
It's got a whole new color and everything.
The artist formerly known as.
It has a whole it has a whole new emotion. It
Whole
went
new,
from fear.
all
It is
new,
now
right.
sadness. Okay.
I love it. Love it.
that shows Hugo some love. Promise one flash photo. I guess the lighting was good enough not to need any more. Also, good evening, nerds. Good evening,
Hey,
Hugo.
Hugo, we love
Good
you.
evening.
Bye.
And then
Yes.
Hugo hopes that the event was well for you, Tone.
Yes.
And yes, Bad Batch, also back in a minute, just a Bad Batch. That was a lot of detours through the Star Wars universe, or at least the galaxy and lore.
Yeah, we did. We did. Because I kind of got into the books a little just to give context to certain things.
But
And
you stuck
Yes.
to the assignment.
we stuck to the assignment. That's what was surprisingly, I think we did a great job. And even though, I mean, my fellow, Star Wars head wasn't with me, who knows more than I do.
I don't.
admittedly.
It depends. It really depends. Listen,
On the books and lore. You do.
I'm a one trick pony when it comes to my Star Wars-ness, where I just like the Sith and and then all the other bullshit kind of happens, but I'm all in. I'm like, I want the Sith.
Lightsaber, he's with it.
I am. If there's a lightsaber, I am with it, because it's just what gets me about Star Wars. Now, like I said, we've said before, I'm happy we haven't had so many lightsabers in the Star Wars shit, but it's also the same story. It's still the fucking Skywalkers. Give me a Sith thing. That's like
You know what?
the Acolyte. I think the Acolyte is gonna. I
Don't
have
you transition
high
into
hopes.
announcements because
high
I just want
hopes.
to shout out Pong and me hung out this weekend in
Yeah.
Vegas. Had a fucking awesome time.
That was so fun. That
Meeting
was
up the
really
minds.
So good barbecue. Barbecue was amazing. Had some fun at pinball. He got jacked for 50 cents by like a 3-year-old.
I totally forgot about that. That's right.
Oh, yeah, it was so good. Yeah, went to a fun nerdy bar. We did a lot of fun shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
that kid, like, I think the mutual is like we're more impressed by him than like, what the fuck is up with this kid? It was like, nah, that was impressive.
Yeah. No, I respect the hustle. Yeah, so I'm sitting there playing this. I think it's like a Foo Fighters
Yeah, we were playing
pinball
a
game.
Foo Fighters pinball.
And all of a sudden, I see this little hand come up, and I think he's gonna like reach into like I got this little jar of quarters, and I think our little like plastic cup thing of quarters.
Mm.
I thought he was gonna like try to reach in, and I was gonna be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But then he grabs the whole damn thing, and he starts taking off. I'm like, okay, oh, whoa, I grab the thing, kind of like not really pulling it that much because I don't want to do the whole whoa, and I throw the thing all over the place. So, but then all of a sudden, his mother appears out of nowhere and just starts smacking the kid, not like up against the face, but like slapping his butt and stuff. Like, hey, knock it off.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get my jar of my little tin of quarters back, and we're playing along, and I get down, but all the games are like $1, but I'm missing 50 cents. I told the I was like, I'm not even mad. I respect the hustle.
Because I think we played like 2 or 3 more games after that, and then we're getting to the point where we're just like, why do we only have enough for like one game and then like half of a game? Like, what?
I was like, hey. Told a kite
got
Jose
you
if he
something.
was like 5.
He was like, I'm gonna play.
It's like a Yugo. It's a long
Yep.
brought some new.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Indeed.
Oh, life
Indeed.
again.
We already got the New York thing. We got a guy in a ratty Elmo suit and everything. We're good.
Listen, man, just take
You
you got to take a plane and come to South Jersey.
Okay.
There we go.
Yo,
Why
it's
am I
been
doing
a
that?
lot.
I don't know, but you got to do it.
You gotta.
Well,
You gotta
I
do it.
already extended the invite for them to come out to New York, and when they come out to New York, you guys gotta come up.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
There we go. You know what sounds good?
Oh God, we're 10 minutes in already. Make it quick. Make it quick.
Listen, you put me on hold. This is what we get.
Law,
Hey, listen,
catch Law on
listen,
Twitch
Tom.
on the day seen below. Catch Pong on Twitch on the day seen below. Shout out to
Dang.
Val on the day seen below on the channel seen below on TV.
Go ahead, Tom.
check out Concrete Combat, Sebastian's Humble Brag, Pay him to see his shit. Check out the Medusa's podcast to learn of all the things of D&D that we do. Keep it pushing. Let's go. Lu Cyph's new EP that's not really new, but it's been out for a while, called The Motive. Link in the description. Check it out. Homeboy's also going to be playing July 15th on the Delancey. Watch Catch the Craze. They're our brothers from another mother, always supporting us. Catch the 4-letter nerd. Always catching them on Wednesday. Hopefully we get to see them again.
Yeah, you already threw Pong up there, but we'll just throw up there.
It's Prong. Twitch didn't stop. Yes. There we go.
Wow.
That was probably the best announcements we've ever
Yo,
had.
honestly, I think
he
you guys are out of a job, yo.
Yeah. Yeah. He just speed runned the whole announcement thing.
I did a minute and a half. All right.
That's 10 minutes last week.
Not bad.
Oh my
Not
god.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
We got a
That's
great lineup.
a John Oliver show last week tonight.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like. It felt like you gave us that contract just one night.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a great lineup tonight because we're obviously talking to Flash and Transformers, and obviously, guys, this is going to be spoiler territories. But again, if you're still here, guess what? Fuck it. I got a lot to say about.
Yeah, a lot of y'all know the drill. Yeah, a lot of y'all know the drill, man. Like spoiler territory all day, every day.
So who
We
wants
don't
to
play
take,
This movie.
who wants to take the reins first? Because I'm going to be going off on it for a while.
I don't even know if I want to go chronologically in this movie. I just think
I
like
don't.
there's all this shit that's coming out.
The movie itself wasn't chronological, so
it wasn't, and like it has 4 to 5 different time travel principles baked in one. Okay, like there's so many time travel principles in this fucking movie. Like there's a whole video about it.
Has an established how they do like time travel thing.
DC hasn't established how they do anything. Anyway, keep it moving. Let's go.
Spaghetti. It's spaghetti.
It's spaghetti.
It's spaghetti. They took a jab at Marvel. I'm like, you gotta stop. Like, check the mirror before you check someone else. I don't understand.
Something, mom spaghetti.
And then like this whole other thing too, like me and Seabass did not help in regards to this being a box office flop. We did a double feature, like we didn't pay to see this fucking movie. We paid to see Transformers. and then we walked right into the theater next door to see The Flash. Yeah, I'm sure Regal's watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, there goes that sponsorship. Good fucking job, you two.
It's okay.
I paid Regal twice.
Listen, you know who we have coming up? Steve Austin. He's coming soon.
Yeah. Never mind. Fuck you, Regal. We don't need your sponsorship.
We're gonna get Austin. Seabass is drinking that man's beer like it's water.
Fucking hell.
All I gotta say is this: what kind of took me out the movie a little bit. It definitely. Well, what took me out the movie was the bad CGI, especially when you had it with that opening with the baby scene. Putting the babies in the microwave and everything.
I wasn't mad at that scene. It gave me very much is it Days of Future Past with saving everybody from blowing up.
They were trying to do that. But the thing is that my 8-year-old son was cracking up. I had to tell him to shut up because he was laughing so loud, and he was not laughing with the movie. He was literally laughing at this movie.
Am I the only? Sorry. Go ahead.
Talk to me. Give Bear you talk to me right now.
I'm like, I'm watching this with Seabass, and I see Bear just laughing his ass off. I'm cracking up. I'm like, I can't with this movie. Like, how do I start 10 minutes in? And like, you've got these uncanny valley babies just being moved all over the place. And I was like, I can't. Like, can we not do this?
Am I the only person on the planet that didn't get that it's a baby shower? Am I the only person that didn't get that?
Really? I got it. It was so stupid, and I got it right away. I'm totally delayed.
It was.
No, not really.
No, you're all right.
Not as bad as me usually.
Okay.
Yeah, when they made the baby shower joke, I already called it before. I was like, oh, they're gonna say baby shower. And what happened? They said baby shower. I was like, it for me, that scene took me out of the movie because especially when you saw the close up of the CGI dog and his face, it looked like late 90s, early 2000s CGI. And
Yep.
I really feel like if this movie came out in the early 2s, it would have done well compared to what we have now. And I'm just like, there's just so much.
In
I
the
think it's
what? I'm sorry.
baffling. If this movie came out in like the early 2000s, then it would
Oh,
have been great. But because it came out now, it's baffling because again, we're in 2023 where we've seen CGI from like everything go from like as far back as Star Wars, Blade Runner, all that to like The Matrix. A lot of stuff, doesn't translate to now, but it holds up. For us to have Transformers, even their CGI was like pretty amazing for a lot of it. This CGI, like I just kept looking at Pocket, looking at me, and we're just like, the fuck is happening? Like,
I
why does it
no,
look so bad?
so I actually didn't really have that much of a problem with the CGI. Was it a
Right.
little bit cheesy? Maybe.
Right.
But like suspension of disbelief is definitely a thing too. Like I didn't actually have that much of a problem with the movie in general. You guys are gonna kick me out of here
No,
because
no.
I
I don't.
actually
I didn't
enjoyed it.
have.
Okay, bye,
I thought it
Tom.
was. Here's my issue with the movie itself. Well, overall perception, right?
Yeah.
I literally got a text the day before I was gonna watch it, and a friend of
Mhm.
mine said, "Oh my god, it's better than Marvel." And I'm like, Marvel what? Like what movie?
Pump
What
the
are you speaking of?
brakes.
I like Marvel altogether. So I immediately thought this guy's talking shit out his ass. He just wants to talk shit. And
Uh-huh.
then all the extra hype behind it and Tom Cruise saying, "Oh my god, best superhero movie ever created. Oh my god, I'm hearing such great things." And then I watch it and I'm like
Scientology.
and then I'm like, "Oh, okay, it is one of the better DC movies."
Mhm.
But
However,
as we've said many a times, that bar is so fucking low, it might
Mhm.
as well be connected to the ground at this point.
yeah, I didn't hate it. I think it was okay. It was a pretty good movie, but not not amazing. And it
So,
also,
like,
my biggest pet peeve, it leads absolutely no fucking where. No one cares about anything that happens in this movie because we know they're not going to use any of it.
But maybe
George Clooney's coming back as Batman?
well,
No,
but Aquaman is still Jason Momoa.
He's the
bro.
last
He
no,
one.
already
no.
said he's going to use a younger cast. Everyone's brand new. He already said he's starting over. Everything
And,
in this movie doesn't matter.
and Momoa is already possibly linked to playing Lobo in the next DC lineup. But this is
Hmm.
my love-hate relationship with the movie because this is all I have to say about it. First of all, I had a lot to compare with it with the CW Flash versus this because like you had the relationship with Iris West and Barry Allen. You didn't
That felt
really
weird.
have it in this. It felt weird. It felt like it was trying to be forced where in the show they had time to develop it. It just felt like she was there to be there because we didn't have anything with these two characters and she was just really never in the movie, so you don't really know the relationship between those two, so it didn't do them justice. Then you have the whole CGI issue. Now I wouldn't have cared about the CDI too much, but you have the director trying to push on his directing style, saying that yeah, this is how the Flash sees everything. But then you find out later that Nicolas Cage actually filmed scenes for the movie dressed as Superman, but they still went with the CGI. Which I'm like, why did you go with the all CGI that looks like this movie should have been back in the late '90s, early 2s?
Aurelius!
Aurelius, um, I enjoyed some parts of the movie. I enjoyed all the fan service. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed all of that. Like seeing Michael Keaton's Batman. I felt like this was his last hurrah, the way how he went out and everything. It was fun to see George Clooney, but like to Val's point, all this leads to nowhere. And I feel like this is just DC giving a disservice, Warner Brothers a disservice to the fact of what James Gunn was going to launch and what is he going to launch, because there was all hype that this was going to be a movie to reset everything, but it has not done that, in
It
my
did
opinion.
not.
So here's a couple things. I think James joined and was going to be helm of DC too late to do anything about that.
Yeah.
So like this movie was already like post production,
Mhm.
being finished and being made, but by the time they were like, he's gonna run the new stuff. So like even if they like went ahead and tried to change things, they're just like at this point, it's done, whatever. Let's just do our like what we want to do, have fun with it, and just make a good movie.
But that's how they marketed this movie. They were like, Flashpoint's going to help reset everything. That's what they were going to use the
They
Flash.
didn't.
That's
They
how
didn't,
they
they didn't
No.
use
harshly.
Flashpoint.
They didn't. They didn't. No one said anything about Flashpoint. We as fans
We assumed
knew,
Flashpoint because
and
of
we
the
assumed right.
multiple flashes and him going back in time and him trying to save his mother. They pulled influence from Flashpoint, but the minute you don't give us Thomas Wayne, it ain't Flashpoint.
The minute you don't give us Thomas Wayne, the minute you don't give us, we don't even have
Atlantis versus the Amazons. You don't like you don't
we
get
have-
the yellow flag. Like there's a lot of elements
You
that we're
don't
not.
do everything.
the
Yeah.
fact that we didn't have Reverse Flash is such a like huge like.
No, that's a
That's
letdown. That's why I say the CW Flash did it better. Like, even though they were still limited by Warner Brothers for the characters that they can use, you still had
But
a
it
stronger
makes
Flashpoint,
no
and you still.
sense. They own all the rights to their own
But
characters.
that's
Like they
but that's
literally.
the, but that's the lit- so literally the problem for CW was that they were told that there were characters they couldn't use because they were putting them all in the cinema. They wanted to do this whole cinematic universe, so there were characters off limit because Harley Quinn was supposed to appear in Arrow, but they nixed that. Diggo was supposed to be Green Lantern, but they nixed that. A lot of stuff that they were doing in the CW Arrowverse, I give them a lot of credit because they were still able to tell a cohesive story all the way up until Infinity Crisis, where Warner Brothers with their DCU couldn't do it. And and I was like, you have a blueprint. You had Greg Berlanti. You had this guy who was funding all the CW stuff. You could have just hired him, and he would have done 10 times better than what we got with the DCU. But now they're going nowhere. This movie just, I don't know.
I will say this. I did like seeing Michael Keaton on
I
screen.
did.
I did like seeing Supergirl, although it was wasted. I also
Supergirl was
was
wasted,
also
and it should have been a different Supergirl. There's another Supergirl. Uh, I'll find the name of her who looks just like how she looked like in the movie, but in the comics. And the fact that they didn't, I think it's like Lana.
Instead of using Kara.
Instead of using Kara, they should have went with that one, and it would have made way like it would have been perfect casting. And
It
they're
doesn't
like,
matter.
Oh no,
Yeah.
let's give us Kara and waste her.
I
None
think
of-
I-
Yeah,
Go ahead.
none of
Yeah,
it
back-
matters, and it was just. But I agree. I love. Listen, I will take the nostalgia juice of Michael Keaton all day,
Laura
every day.
Laura
No,
Lane
the-
can't.
You know, but
the laughing the bag.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then the old Batmobile as well.
the
There
old
was-
Batmobile and the
I
Batwing
was
and the
super
music and the.
excited about
Yeah.
all of that, right?
Yeah.
I love the old tech in the basement,
Yeah.
like how all of it was
Yeah.
like late 80s, early 90s.
Mm.
And as soon as I saw the little compact disc player, I remember the scene in the first Batman where he's playing back the Joker's message and he scratches the CD player,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember just being
It was
filled with
good.
cringe
It
at the
was
time.
it was definitely, that was a lot of definite fan service for all those who were fans definitely of the Keaton Batman. Because
I loved it. I love
Yeah.
Michael Keaton in
Yeah.
that. I love Michael
Yeah,
Keaton.
to
in
me,
everything.
Michael
He's
Keaton is
awesome.
Batman. Although I
Yeah.
will say Ben Affleck, I'm not mad at that
No,
casting. I just don't think they did him service with getting
No.
his own movie the way he should
yeah,
have.
they did
Well,
Ben dirty.
They wrote him wrong.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like he would have been a great Batman, but they wrote him completely wrong as a Batman.
He's
Like,
my favorite
that
Bruce
whole-
Wayne. I'll tell you that. He's my favorite Bruce
Oh
Wayne.
yeah,
Well, what
yeah, I
happened?
would agree with that.
Well,
But
Ben
having
was
this whole,
supposed to.
having this whole like, oh, I have to lead the Justice League and I have to bring us all together and we have to get the big man in blue. He is super not a team player. Like
Right.
he can give two shits about the Justice
He's
League.
right. He has a contingency plan to kill everyone. Like this is,
I was
He don't kill him.
I was like, your man is on here going, I'm a part timer. Oh, I can fucking leave whenever I want. All right, bye.
yeah,
So-
Batman don't give a fuck.
So for me, that beginning when we got to see Flash, Batman, and Wonder Woman interact,
That was cool.
it was cool. Yeah, it was very cool because we got to see
Gal
stuff
was just
that,
cashing checks, man.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, I
Right?
was gonna say,
No,
I was gonna say,
No,
Gal
he
just
was-
shows up and is like, "Hey, everybody, I'm hot. I just want
Yeah.
you to remember that. Okay, I solved the crime. Okay, great, bye."
He's
And you're
like,
never
yeah,
gonna see
I
me
masked it
again.
with my emotional, my inability to be emotional, or I have never been with a woman, and then funny gag. Okay, bye.
But no, here's the thing. It's like they all got done dirty by the studio, and they didn't have a central person really writing this stuff because Ben was supposed to get his own Batman movie, and then that got canceled, and then they went the route of Matt Reeves, and then they were separating Batman from the whole DCU, which, against the law's point, they really didn't give Ben chance to shine.
Yeah.
And the way how they did it, it's like, and then on top of that, Gal got the third Wonder Woman movie got canceled because
Thank
again,
God.
the second one was not that
Trash.
great, and it's just
No,
they
not
didn't
that
have
great. No, hold
it
on.
was horrible.
Trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Like
was
there is
trash.
but
no
it's like
great next to that name in any
If
So
way.
literally,
Val and I like
the first
Morbius,
Right.
and we both say that
damn,
Wonder Woman 1984 was trash.
God
Exactly.
damn.
Exactly.
Trash.
That goes to show you.
God damn.
Scrape
Life
that
is
right off
good,
the screen into
but
the
it could be
trash.
better.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Ah.
I feel like for Wonder Woman,
Pedro
the
sells
first
it, man. My man
th-
sells it.
that
Doesn't matter
Word.
what the role is, he sells
Yeah.
it.
Wonder Woman,
All
that
right.
first movie was good up until the Ares reveal, and then everything from the Ares reveal, everything from the third
trash.
act
Third act.
into 1984. Alien was like 1984.
No. Okay,
and the third act.
hold on. That first 10 minutes in 1984 during the freaking event is awesome. When she's a
Oh,
little
when
girl.
she's in the museum
No.
and
No.
Oh yeah,
The
no,
little when she's doing the
when she's a little
games
girl, yeah.
and she learns her lesson
oh
from.
yes,
Oh,
okay.
that shit is
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. That opening is really good. I mean, it doesn't save the
It's the
movie,
only thing
but
that's
it's
good. It's the only
No, it
thing that's
doesn't.
good.
but like even
Yeah.
but the Flash suffers from the same thing too. I'm not hating the movie to hate on the movie. I thought Ezra, as problematic as Ezra is acting alongside himself, and both Barrys were vastly two different characters.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
I
Ezra
would
was
give
like
that.
Ezra sold it.
He did.
He did.
He did the damn thing. He did it. I
So-
think Michael Keaton stole the show
Mhm.
and was a great supporting character. The
Yeah.
actress who played Supergirl was a great addition, and it's unfortunate that we'll see what we do with her. But I can't
I hope she
fault
goes
the
back.
entire movie on Ezra. I just think like what they were trying to do. I'm like, what's
wasn't.
going on? And
Yeah, it wasn't.
there's no payoff. I don't know what's happening. All
I
the
was
actors
I
are
was
leaving.
surprised to see George Clooney though. That was a surprise to me.
I was hoping
I
Pattinson would
was
walk
very
out of that
surprised.
limo, man. That's what I was hoping for.
Pattinson would have been a
You're hoping
smarter
who?
move to
For
do,
Pattinson.
but
Yeah.
right, and maybe age him up a
Ah.
little bit so he's in a different timeline kind of thing. So maybe they
Mhm.
can give Pattinson that window where we're looking back in time kind of thing and then show him growing. I just don't think that they delivered what they wanted to deliver with restarting what they claimed they were going to do.
Because it's also like the for the entire DCEU as we've seen it, we've seen terrible writing, and we've
Mm.
seen like either a very like severe
Cohesive
lack of
storytelling.
cohesive storytelling, but a lack of understanding the context and like a lot of the nuances of each character, or going, I'm going to use everything. No, there's too many DC timelines to go. I'm going to pick every different like storyline and combine them into one. Zach did it. So you like there has to be a balance. I think this movie was trying too hard to like be Flashpoint without being Flashpoint, and Flashpoint's not that kind of movie. You either go, I'm fucking resetting everything,
Mhm.
or you don't do Flashpoint. That's it. Like there's no it's or buts. Even in the DC animated universe right now, they had Flashpoint. And
Flashpoint's
then
good.
they went through all the timeline, the New 52 stuff, all that timeline. Then you reach a point towards the end. I forget. It's like Justice League Apocalypse War or something like that. Like fucking everyone's dead. Like dead. Like just going. It is the worst timeline. And I think as Constantine looks at Barry and or Wally, Barry, one of them, Flash goes, "Yo, go," and he
Go
goes,
fix
"Fuck."
this shit. Yeah.
Go. He basically
Yeah.
tells him to go do it again.
Yeah.
So
I
for
remember
me,
that.
so for me again too is that when you look at it, we've had technically 4 multiverse movies that come out, 2 from Marvel, 1 from Sony, and then one from DC, where we had Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Now, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and which was best, he best doesn't even passively try to redeem it. No,
Yeah,
no, I
he.
don't.
That's how you
No,
know.
Nope.
it's bad.
Oh
And
my
he likes the
god.
So
worst things.
so Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness for a long time I was like, it didn't give us a lot with the multiverse. It still gave us fan service, but at the end of Doctor Strange, you leave knowing you still have a payoff because they're continuing the story. With Spider-Man Far From Home, you have or Homecoming, which I don't know, I mixed the names.
They
But last
literally
Spider-Man
took the.
movie,
But that's
they
Marvel.
built the movie, yeah.
But
But then also
that's Marvel's bread and butter.
but also too, Sony did it well where we just had the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. And they did it so well. And then you have
Yeah.
Flash coming in. Like there are elements in it that I like, but it's just that again, as someone who's coming into this, I would say if you're gonna watch this movie, take it as a one shot. That's what it is. A one shot.
Yeah.
There is nothing going to happen after.
But that's
And
every
it's stuff
DC
before.
movie because they
Yeah.
don't know how to make their whole crap together. Like everything, oh, take it as a one shot. Shazam.
No,
Take
yeah,
it as
but
a
it's
one
but
shot.
that's the
Suicide Squad. Like it's stupid.
yeah, it will
Well, that's kind of the place that they were left in, though. I mean,
But
like I think we were
the
talking about
problem is
that
they
earlier.
actually try to tie it in and they don't do it
Fair,
well.
fair, but like they had most of this movie done, like I think like towards the beginning of the pandemic, or like
Yeah, it was done for a
But it's-
while.
like
but then
here, like when they had most of this finished, just super fast. When they had this mostly finished, James Gunn was still fired from Disney.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That wasn't that long ago. So like
They
Oh,
they
yeah,
only
they-
released it because they didn't want to lose as much money as they thought they it's
Well, because it was more done than not
And-
done, unlike Batgirl,
Yeah.
which was hardly done, which is why they canned it.
But then the other thing
Oh
too,
really? I thought it was
yeah,
done.
Yeah.
that girl, yeah.
no, I was
No,
told I read that
they
They
shot
shot
like
stuff.
75% of it, but like
They still need the
It
but it
VFX
was
and
wasn't
everything.
over budget. Already 90 mil was invested into it, and they weren't even halfway through the editing process or putting the
Right.
feed
Yeah.
movie together.
but
So it just
But
wasn't
for
enough.
that, like for Flash, it's one of those things where like we're at the point now we're looking at numbers. They're going to lose money on this movie
Yeah.
because they put it out, and everyone was like, "Oh, you should put it out so you can try to make it." No, because if this is what we're getting, I think as a collective fandom, we're all like, we could have done without
And-
that, and you guys could have just said,
Should have went to
we're-
should have just went to Max Direct.
Yeah.
I mean, like
should have went
you
to
know,
Max Direct and should have just said, "Hey, we're starting a new timeline, and everything's gonna start from a different thing.
I,
Like there's gonna be a
Counterpoint
different
here.
origin point."
Well, they already said they're starting a new timeline, and they already said they're starting something brand new, which is why when you come into this, if they never said that, people would have been anticipating, oh, George Clooney's coming back as Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Flash. He's like it's just stupid, and it
but
leads.
it's
Now
it's
Oh,
the
hold on,
it's the
Pong,
Black
Pong, Pong.
Adam.
here's a counterpoint though.
Yeah.
If no one has that same argument about the Joker movie, Joaquin
Well,
There's
Phoenix's
another
Joker.
standalone.
They've
I
they've
hate
already
that movie
established.
so-
Another
so much.
standalone
That's
that
fair.
has
That's
nothing
fair,
to do
right?
with the overall universe.
So
That's what I'm
Batman
saying.
and
Does it
Joker,
have to?
No, Batman and Joker, James Gunn and everybody, even before Gunn came in, they already established that Joker and Pattinson's Batman are going to be like Elseworld stuff. They has nothing to do with the greater DCU.
But we knew that from the
We knew
jump.
that
We
from-
knew
yeah, from jump.
we
Yeah.
knew that about
Mhm.
Joker, and unfortunately and they said, and I feel like they said that about Batman before it was the success
Yeah.
that it was.
Yeah,
They from the jump were like, this isn't part of it, and then
but
Matt
they
Reeves'
should
Batman
make
is
it
like
with how
the
good
best
it
thing
was.
they've made so far. Versus
Mhm.
the Flash, where we like Ezra Miller's been in so much shit at this point, you can't not say it's not the DCEU anymore. He did the two Justice Leagues. He showed up in the Flash TV show. He's the DCEU's as Flash. We
They
cannot
use Ben
separate him
right.
from it. So like,
You
it's
bring in Ben, you bring in Wonder Woman, you bring in Alfred, you bring in all of the things. There's no way to separate and say this is a standalone movie
what I
when
find
it's tied in.
what I find interesting is that as much as Law hates him, it feels like they created this self-fulfilling prophecy after they got rid of Snyder of just garbage after garbage after garbage after
But-
garbage.
I will say, because I had this conversation with Pong, it's are we glad that we got whatever clusterfuck this is, because we saw according to your notes that the whole slideshow presentation
He
that
had
gave
it.
us,
He had it.
he had a plan, and it was fucking Basuda.
I mean,
Like
it wasn't
that-
it wasn't Basuda. It was out there. It was
no,
out
no,
there.
look at me in the eyes and tell me it wasn't Basuda.
Not all of it. Not all of it. Not all of it. Not all of it. Some of it was a bit much.
Snyder?
Like the whole
Snyder
Lois,
had-
the
Snyder
whole,
had
the
a-
whole
You
Lois,
are-
There was a
the
whole.
Lois and the Bruce Wayne thing. I thought was crazy.
The bubbles around the Atlanteans to speak. Like there was a lot of corny shit in that stupid ass movie that
No,
I don't
we're not
understand why
talking-
people
No.
love.
Let's
No,
talk
no, we're
about
not-
what he had planned
What he
going
had
forward
planned.
after Justice League.
Which
Yeah,
wasn't
like
gonna be
He
great.
supposedly had this
he
plan.
had 2 extra movies, and they were going to do the whole thing, and they were going to talk about he was gonna,
It
Anyway.
makes no sense.
No. Zack Snyder's 3 movies made sense as the 3 movies they were going to be. However else they were going to be tied to him. However else they were going to be tied was going to be interesting.
So here's the thing that I remember with DC, what they said. I remember when Warner Brothers, when Snyder at the time was taking pot shots at the Ant-Man movie, and he was like, Ant-Man, who's going to see Ant-Man? They were like, yeah, directors can come work for us because they get to tell their vision and their story, versus because they were taking pot shots at Marvel at the time because Edgar Wright had walked away from Ant-Man. They had parted mutually. It's funny that that statement it's come back to bite them because again they allow these directors, and nothing against the directors, but they allow them to go tell their own vision and everything. They didn't have that unification, that person in the middle to make sure that everything was cohesively together, because everything just feels just disjointed. And the other thing I wanted to ask is this: so we have the Flash movie, we have 2 more coming out for DC slate, which is Blue Beetle and Aquaman. Which Aquaman is already in test.
Blue Beetle looks amazing though. I must say.
Blue Beetle looks amazing, but Aquaman, oh my god.
Wait. I was gonna say there have already been reports that test screenings, people have been saying that the Aquaman movie is unwatchable. That is coming out of test screenings.
Unwatchable.
So how do you think that because of the fact that the Flash is not leading anywhere, because of all this stuff, how do you think that's going to affect now the audience to go see Blue Beetle and Aquaman?
Nah, I'm watching Blue Beetle.
No,
Blue Beetle looks good.
I think people are here for
the
Blue
Spanish
Beetle.
kid. We're here for it.
Absolutely. Give me that Cobra Kai kid, yo. I'm with it.
I think people are going to be here for Blue Beetle because one, it looks amazing. Like I'm mad that it looks that good and it's attached to this nonsense. I feel like if it was like the Batman, if it was like the Batman with Pattinson, I'd be like, okay, fine. It's attached to this garbage.
You know what's funny is
I would hope they could keep it completely separate like they did with Shazam, because Shazams were not bad. If they can keep Blue Beetle completely separate and not the first Shazam, I'm sorry. I didn't watch. I didn't watch.
I wasn't a big fan of the first one.
The first one was fun.
No, it was pretty good.
Yeah, the first one was good.
Okay.
What they did well about it is that they didn't intertwine it into the larger DC universe. I think that if they keep Blue Beetle in that same sense, then it would work better for that movie. I'm hoping they don't try to cameo anyone or put anyone in there. Let him work on his own popularity.
They're gonna do that.
Listen, I don't know what we're gonna get, and this is gonna be outlandish as I say it out my mouth. But at this point, I say we go into the archives, and we ask Tim Burton for the script, and we see the fight between Superman and the spider robot, and we bring in Nick Cage because Nick Cage is having a renaissance in his career right now, and I would rather watch that than this other DC shit that we've been getting, because I'm sorry,
I don't know how to feel about this.
I would rather watch that. I'm sorry, I would. I mean, I can't anymore.
It's sad
I can't anymore.
He
It's
filmed
ridiculous.
the scenes and they went with CGI.
Yo, that scene came up with him fighting the spider, and I'm like, yo, that's not Nick Cage's Superman. It's not Nick Cage's Superman. And then I saw the long hair, and I saw the suit. I'm like, yo,
what
they
was funny
really
is that I had
did
to
it.
explain that to. I was with JJ and his father, and I'm like, I had to literally. I was like, at one point, Nick Cage almost got casted as Superman, and they were like, really?
Not almost. He was.
He was casted.
There's footage of him in the suit.
Yep.
I had to ask about that. I didn't know either. I had to
Yeah,
ask.
it is a deep cut, and then another deep cut to connect it. That person who
I could
was
see it working.
in regards to that movie, that the giant spider that he see him fight, that's part of the script. That same person went on to work on Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West, and that is
Wild
why
Wild
we
West.
have the spider at the
Yeah.
end.
Wow, interesting.
Look on YouTube for An Evening with Kevin Smith. He gives the entire backstory on that whole thing. Tone is dead right. That's 100%.
My
Yes.
God.
Also, Hugo, we're gonna
Giant
give
fucking
James.
spider.
We're gonna give James Gunn and Peter Safran their chance because they're taking over, and again, James Gunn with his experience getting to work with the bigger Marvel engine. And he said, there was an interview
I'm
with
still
Gunn.
very hesitant about Gunn.
So there's an interview with Gunn that he's saying that it's a very different approach from being someone who has to be the head of a studio versus being a director, because he says there's already a lot of projects that he's had to say no to that people have pitched him. He goes, I have to get used to saying no, which I can respect that, because if there's stuff that I feel like Gunn is going to see stuff where it's like, if it doesn't make sense to put it in, he's going to turn away. And at the same time, because of that relationship he has with Feige, just for what he was able to do with Guardians, help with tying in with the different stories, he already has advice that he can get from someone who's helped build a whole cinematic universe with a team of people. So that's the experience he's bringing. Now, as far as it goes, we also have to count if there's going to be studio exec involvement, because are they going to let Peter and
that's the
James,
DC's biggest villain?
Yeah,
that's the biggest villain. Even with this Discovery merger, you don't think Discovery Channel with Shark Week's gonna come into that boardroom and be like, yo, you're fucking with all our TLC shows.
Yeah,
turn this shit around.
And that's the other thing you have to ask, because a lot of people are gonna blame James and Peter because it's both James and Peter. But right now it's like, again,
they're the scapegoats. They plan this
Oh,
out.
if James fails, he's the one that's getting fired first.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
look,
but I don't think James Gunn would even come over if he didn't have it somewhere in writing that, like, look, I have creative control, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think
honestly,
he has a portion.
I think DC should be run by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini. Ask me who they are.
No, we know.
See what I can do.
They are the creators of the Batman animated series, and thus the entire animatic universe.
But I'm gonna throw some shade there. They were also involved with that Killing Joke debacle, and that was garbage.
Garbage? That's
it was
a lot
garbage.
to say.
No, it was garbage.
It was
garbage. It was garbage.
He said what he said.
It was garbage because they decided that they couldn't just take the 30-page comic and just adapt it to 30 to 45 minutes. They wanted to add all this wildness with the Batgirl and Batman sex scene and the stereotypical gay friend in the library. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm watching. I'm like, what did you do? What did you do? No,
you massacred my boy.
It was trash. I never watched it again because it was trash.
I mean, I never watched it again either, but
the book was good.
Yeah, the book's a masterpiece.
So I will say,
kind of what I'm remembering.
They have had way more hits than they have had. Like, if that's their one miss, like,
it's a big miss, man.
But here's the thing too. It
a big miss when you literally gave us the Justice League Unlimited franchise and universe that it fucking spawned?
Yes, it's a big miss.
The thing. But there's a lot of people whose names
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that's a really big miss.
But
you had the original cast come back. You had the comic. All you had to do was Zack Snyder the thing, which is take comic pages and put them on the screen.
But here's
and
the thing.
They didn't do it. They failed.
We could say that there's a lot of people that should have helmed it.
I'm sorry. This is not about the DC.
No, there's a lot of people who we could say who could have helmed the DC universe a lot better than Snyder, because there was a lot of people pre-Snyder and during Snyder's time who did it better. Like I said, you have the animations who all just brought up the point. The animations, you had the people who were behind that. You had the CW universe, which did a lot better than the DCU. And I'm gonna die on that horse. I don't care what anybody says. They did some great stuff.
No one else is on that horse with you, bro.
No one's fighting you on that horse. We were just telling you to. We don't care. You keep giving them airtime, man.
They're gonna get the airtime. And then
You're saying the DCU, the DC Cinematic Universe had some good ones. That's what you're
No,
saying?
No, he's saying the
the
CW.
CW universe.
Oh, the
CW.
CW. Got it.
Yeah, yeah,
with what's her name that looks like what's her
But
name.
here's the fact. This is that when they did,
that. Right. Yeah, that.
Corey Chase.
here's the thing:
Whoever
when
that
they
is.
did Infinity Crisis, they didn't need to rely on CGI. I mean, I get why they needed to
Take
do
a drink every time
CGI
he
for
says
some of the
Infinity Crisis.
characters, but when they did Infinity Crisis, yeah, take the drink. Infinity Crisis, Infinity Crisis, Infinity Crisis,
I ran
Infinity
out of
Crisis.
my
Kill that
drink.
liver. No, when they did Infinity Crisis, they didn't need to solely rely on CGI. Like I was telling Tone, it would have been interesting if they brought Brandon Roth back as Superman because he played Superman.
All right. I've been trying to take off, but I can't let Brandon Roth go. Brandon Roth.
You know who I mean.
No, we don't. No one cares.
No,
He was
Okay.
Brandon Ruth is what he meant.
Look,
Superman
my thing with all of this too is that even with James Gunn taking over, they have put themselves in such a bind that it's either they're damned or they do or they're damned or they don't. I feel they
Crazy
need
how
to.
they had Christopher Reeve.
Also,
They had so many. They didn't show Brandon at all.
because they didn't have
Yeah,
to.
so starting
Yeah,
from that's what I'm trying to get to. That's what I'm trying to
Okay,
get to. So
sorry.
starting from when? Like, I feel they should just James Gunn should be like, fuck it, and just try again. Just do Superman, do Wonder Woman, bring in Pattinson, just do your Trinity because we have to get them eventually.
I did. Oh my god, I forgot to give Pong his popcorn. God damn it! I knew I forgot.
Look at
something.
this sad little bag of
Damn.
Look at this.
Had one job.
You know what's really good, Pong, that you
Tragic.
have to get?
Oh
Popcorners.
man,
Popcorners.
Popcorn what?
Popcorners.
popcorners.
So it's popcorn that is like smashed into like chips.
I've
And
had
they're
those before.
so
They're really
freaking
good.
Really
They're
good.
really
Also,
good. Yeah,
yes,
you're right.
yes,
You're
there
right.
you go, Squirrel, because my ADHD,
Right.
has just been off the charts. But
Yep.
to go fucking back to what Tone's point was, you don't necessarily need Brandon Routh in there in the Flash movie because what they did by just
That's
that
Pong's
movie
point.
alone,
That's not my point.
or whoever someone's point,
That was like-
you don't need Brandon Routh in there because by Ezra showing up in the CW verse makes that a separate
Which I was like, that was cool.
makes it a canon event, right? And technically, the fact that they included Reese as Superman
and
Brandon
Supergirl.
Ralph, and Supergirl. Brandon Ralph's Superman is
Reeves.
Reeves. So by extension and proxy, they didn't need to show him because he's already that and there.
Okay.
Give him a big hug to me because he laughed throughout the whole entire movie of. Tell him I said that.
Tell what?
I think he's muted.
I was saying tell Bear that him laughing made me happy.
Oh.
And you have to give him a big hug for it.
Yeah,
It's like, what is going on right now? Like,
so before we move on to the main
he'll be
event,
back.
I need to be right back.
Okay.
All right, so before we move on to the main event, because we're gonna get into Transformers next. Oh damn, yeah, there we go. What is everybody's final thoughts on the Flash? I just about the movie, good, bad, ugly, stick a finger in it.
So
I liked it.
I
You also
don't
like
know how to
Morbius
feel
too,
about
so.
it. No, listen, fuck you for calling like you cannot do it, Seabass.
You really can't.
Do it. I would.
You really can't. You really can't because you like trash.
Yo, bro, you are the definition of pot calling the kettle black right now, bro.
Look at he's like, yup. For me, I will say with Pong, I enjoyed it. However, it was not great. It is one of the better DC movies for what it was. Would I go back to watch it again like I did Spider-Verse? Absolutely not. What frustrated me the most about this movie is that it leads absolutely nowhere and there's no point to it. And there's a lot, obviously, you guys can complain about the CGI all day long. However, I don't really care about that too much. There's a lot of they didn't establish this setup and how the storyline was going to go with the whole multiverse and how fracturing things, that it was just not done well. but I didn't hate it. I thought it was
Yeah.
okay.
It was fine.
Not
Yeah.
better than Marvel in any way, ever,
Yeah.
shape, or form.
Like, well, but now if someone asked you, would you rather see The Flash or would you rather rewatch Love and Thunder?
I would watch Love and Thunder
I will
only
watch Love
because
and
I'm
Thunder.
more of a Marvel fan than I am a DC fan.
I mean,
all right, I'm with you on that, kind of, but
I would actually watch The Flash because I
Yeah.
hated Love and Thunder that much.
I
Yeah.
didn't hate Love and Thunder.
how about Thor
Love
2:
and-
The Dark World versus Flash?
That one I
I would watch The
hated. I
Flash.
would watch
I
Flash.
will watch the Flash.
I would
over
I
Dark
would
World.
I would watch
Yeah,
Flash.
Dark
So-
World I hated. I thought that was
Love
trash.
and Thunder made me like unreasonably angry, like unreasonably angry for so many reasons.
Because of
It was very
gore.
silly.
Mostly, I know you was pissed
Gore,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, Love and Thunder was a waste of a movie.
It wasn't.
For me, Flash. If I had saw this in the late '90s, early 2000s, I would have thought it was the best thing in the world.
Early twos. Like I've never even heard that referred that way.
Early 2000. Yeah, sorry. That's how it's gonna be.
Seabass is over here like this girl from Mean Girls, just trying to make things like catch
It's
on.
gonna fly.
I was so lost when you first said it. Early
Hey guys,
gonna
you know
catch
what I
on,
mean.
Griffin.
Early,
What
early,
was
early in the millennium.
Everything good over
His watch has ended.
there? That was a long swing.
Just keep going.
So no, I would have thought that this was like the bee's knees of a fucking movie, but looking at it, like I thought it was okay. I don't care to watch it in theaters. It would have been fun just to watch it on TV.
So we didn't pay for it.
Yeah, that's why we didn't pay for it. And honestly, I went in with this movie. Like, you remember the segment when it used to be lower expectations? That's how I went into this movie. It was just very low expectations.
Exactly what I did.
So
which is why I'm not mad.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna go nowhere. I was just happy with a lot of the fan service. It was great seeing Keaton play his Batman again, and I felt like it was the last hurrah for him to play his Batman. Because it's like, he went down.
He had a last hurrah in the early 90s.
Yeah, if I may just step in that a little bit, because here's we knew it wasn't going anywhere because they already announced that it wasn't going anywhere. But if they knew that, why didn't they put it in a position where it would go nowhere, or give us something that hinted at a revamp, as opposed to leaving us anticipating something that's not going to happen?
It'd be hilarious now if Clooney was the next Batman. That would be freaking
That would be
hysterical.
funny.
Oh, we're getting bat nipples again.
Oh, stop
No, he'd be a different Batman. I don't think we'll see bat nipples again. But
yeah, that was just
sorry,
so bad.
or you're
so
welcome.
bad.
Show that one, guys. Show that one. What did Hugo just say?
Hugo, what you say? Let me.
Why even release it?
Exactly.
Because it was a good movie. Like it was fine.
It wasn't a good movie.
It was a good action movie.
It was passable.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
It was fine.
You know what it is? Again,
Listen,
we
my
hold
man
everything.
stuffed a baby in the microwave.
No, we hold all because based off his things, you can move microwaves, you can't move physical bodies. So, like, look, when you compare it to like what is going on, I'm going by whatever Barry said. Okay, Barry said it. I don't know the rules.
I moved it.
They don't know the rules.
Throwing up crazy, and then 5
the
seconds
rules,
later, you're
and
just
so
fine.
do I.
So, like, I don't know, man.
I will say the references to the movies where Michael J. Fox was actually not the one who was in
that was funny.
Back to the Future,
And
or he was actually in Footloose, or
Mhm.
Kevin Bacon was in something completely different that was Tom Cruise is in. I thought that scene
Top
was
Gun.
pretty dope, and I enjoyed that exchange. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie.
That was one of the gems in the movie. It was pretty. It was pretty interesting.
Born in the '80s will understand it.
Like Michael J. Fox,
Or
the guy
earlier.
from Footloose.
What? That is so
Finish and
funny
release.
to me.
You get to spend the money back in the day, but pick only one. Finish and release: Supergirl or The Flash.
Oh, I probably think he means Batgirl
Wait,
for finish and release.
Oh, Batgirl.
Oh, I would have liked to
that.
see Batgirl.
Well, I don't know.
I would have loved
I'd
to
pick
see
Batgirl.
Even if they had just released Batgirl on Max.
At this point, I'm still on the fence about Batgirl because I'm like, why give us Batgirl when there's no there's no precedent for her? Like, it's like, let's just throw Batgirl in there. there's
It's what
there's
DC has
legal
always done, though.
right.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying earlier, though, about about the Joker. We don't mind the one-offs sometimes,
If it
but
makes
this we
Okay,
sense,
do.
no,
no,
it's
it's
not that
not
old.
even that.
I thought the Joaquin Phoenix Joker was like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
He won an Academy Award, but at the end of the day, I was still like,
it
what are
was
we
not the
doing?
Joker. That wasn't
This ain't
DC's
it.
Joker.
That was just some sociopath with
Yeah,
just
it
with
was
clown
just
makeup on.
they could have
Yeah.
put any title to that movie and not have
They
anything
could
to
have.
do with
The
DC.
clown.
Well, that's
And it's
the
some
Yeah.
dude. Like I would have been fine with it.
Psycho, like
that-
they could the
that's
new Psycho. I don't care. It just
know?
well,
didn't make any
that's
sense.
that whole thing where some of these directors and writers are taking established titles and names and putting it on properties that they want to get out there. Like Velma.
Mhm.
That's how I felt about Velma. I was like, I wouldn't mind it as an original property, but then you slap on Mystery Inc. and Velma on that. I was like, this is horrible. It's like you don't trust your own original content, but it's
Yes,
it's like
the
that.
Joaquin Phoenix experience. That,
Right.
that
Yes,
would
there
have
you go.
also the being Joaquin
I
Phoenix.
think
Like
that
that would
name
have been
would work.
fine.
Right. Being Joaquin because he's fucking psycho. Right.
You
I mean,
know?
on
I don't care.
drugs. Like, that
You
makes
want to know
sense.
what? As long as we still
I
get some,
still haven't
as
seen
long
that
as
movie,
we
by
get
the
some
way.
Peacemaker. I want Peacemaker. Bring him back.
Living in poverty. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Just give me
No.
something. It would have
Say
worked.
Did you know what, Seabass? Moving on. We're not even
Peacemaker.
acknowledge it. No, shut
Peacemaker's got a second season.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Peacemaker's got a second season.
Yep.
Wait,
Peacemaker
do we
did.
not like Peacemaker?
Peacemaker
No,
It
did
doesn't
well.
make sense to me.
Law reluctantly watched Peacemaker after because I thought
And?
Peacemaker was a lot of fun and
It
really
was
good.
okay. It was cool.
Yeah, it was
But
great.
I don't want to see it. I had to see it. It's never
It's
not
still
one of
better.
those things.
It's still better than a lot of the DC stuff we've
It is.
gotten.
Right, but because DC is trash, so the okay
Listen.
stuff is the better stuff. Like why are we accepting that?
Peacemaker is putting an air freshener at the dumpster.
Yes.
Okay.
Moving on.
Great way to say that.
I don't know.
I
think
thought-
that's good.
All right,
I
we're
think
are
that's-
Yeah,
we
that was a
jumping?
little
Are
fun.
we jumping? Anything else you want to say?
Well, I'm still like weirdly on like the fence of how to feel about this movie. I don't know how to feel about it because I don't know what kind of impact it has on the future of DC, and that's where I've been with
None.
DC this entire fucking run. Is like I have no idea how to feel about them because they're ultimately just one-off whatevers, and ultimately this is shit needed to burn down years ago. As soon as they said Batman versus Superman, I was like, and I'm out. I'm good. You know, this is one of those movies where it was a lot of fan service that I didn't really need. Yes, I like some of it, but I didn't really need a lot of it. There was a lot of things that didn't make sense, a lot of things that didn't need to be there, a lot of heartfelt moments and cool little tidbits. But again, just the way they ended it, where if this is supposed to be Flashpoint and this is supposed to reset things, they didn't reset anything. They like the difference between like Barry and CW changing shit that had ripple effect timeline, like big shit.
It did.
If you changed, Bruce is not the Bruce that you know. We already saw that with the other Bruce. Like that doesn't give us anything. It's right now for task. Yeah.
But he's letting you know though that things are different now, right? George Clooney is Batman, so anything else is also on the table that they want to change, right? So I mean, in a way, saying it didn't change.
That would require him to do something about it and change it again, or just be okay with it. And then now we have George Clooney as, because if they change him to another Batman, we need something that tells us that he changed the timeline again, knowing that it was a bad idea, but change it again and not do it off screen.
I mean, he doesn't really need to if it's gonna be James's thing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
James does that. That was like my whole point from earlier of like just
we didn't need to put this out in the beginning.
Just
none of it matters.
Recast
None of it
everybody.
matters.
Start with your Trinity and just whatever. And like people are gonna bullshit and complain about us getting these same three characters again. But like the DC is based off these three. Marvel didn't have X-Men, didn't have Spider-Man, didn't have Fantastic Four, so they started with their B list and they built something with it.
They can honestly do. They don't even have to do like solo movie. They can start with the entire Justice League movie. and they did it in the DC like 52.
Oh
Just do
yes,
Justice
when they
League.
when they all
Just do
Justice League
War.
War when they all met each other.
Yes, they can
Yeah.
literally just do that because at first everyone's like, Batman's like, who's this? They run like everyone ran hands with each other at some point.
And the only person you really need to have an introduction for maybe be Green Lantern because he's the only one who never really had any sort of thing. Everybody else can just come in.
Are we
straight
forgetting Ryan Reynolds?
Apparently we
Ryan
are.
Reynolds,
That's
Green
not-
I
Lantern.
mean,
well,
how does that? He had
it's
some.
not.
No,
It's
no.
not
That don't
canon.
count.
The Green
It's not
Lantern.
canon.
Don't count.
What?
It's
Okay.
not.
They're
It's
not-
not.
they
It's
have-
not.
They
It's it
haven't,
was.
they haven't
of
mentioned
the
it, so
new-
they're not
of
treating
the
it
newest-
as canon.
Okay.
Of like all the newest movies, we've gotten all of the Justice League aside from Green
Martian
Lantern.
the Manhunter we didn't
We-
get.
Yes, we did. We
Yes,
got
we
in the
did.
Snyder
He
Cut.
did in the Snyder Cut. He appears in the Snyder
What the
Cut.
fuck? That's that.
But like, I don't need an origin for Martian Manhunter. He just shows up in Justice League. I watched Justice League for the first time. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, it's Martian Manhunter. Okay,
No, that's
He
so-
can't get
this
burned.
is the
That's it. He can do
problem
everything
that
else.
DC does. They just don't do anything right.
I don't need an origin.
Somehow
for Martian
Palpatine has returned.
exactly. Somehow Palpatine
It's
has
clone.
returned.
It's clone.
So on that note, let's get over to the main event.
To
It's
the best
that
part.
hour. To Transformers.
All right, so just so you know, Pong, you didn't watch this. You're gonna do the Wikipedia game.
How do you know I didn't watch it? Who said I didn't watch it?
Law told us.
Well, because these two didn't respond to it, so I was like, oh, nobody read it. So I'm sure that no one read it, but someone did read it. So all right, fine. I told you.
It's fine.
Did I read it?
Unless
Did
you
I-
want to
did I
humbly
watch it?
bow out.
Did I not watch it? The answer just may surprise you, or will it?
Because I said that like 2 days ago. He could have seen it in the meantime
Could
anyway.
have seen it. You're right. He could have seen it. He could have seen it. This is true. This is true. So we're gonna go based off Pong's answers, or just
Yeah,
let
so
Pong?
Pong, how did you feel
yeah.
about Transformers?
How'd you feel about the movie, man?
Here's my problem. Okay. Here's my problem. with it. I have
Watch his
clearly-
eyes, everybody.
I have lost the plot on Transformers.
Good. We all did.
I come from a place. I come from a place where the quintessence were the people that were the arm of Unicron. Yeah, I thought it was quintessence.
Quintessence.
Quintessence. Okay, well the three-headed dudes.
Yeah, quintessence.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Guilty or innocent.
One movie. Yeah. Punished by death or whatever it was. Like the death. It was death either way. It was like
It was death either way. It doesn't really matter.
yeah.
Feed
Take or
him to
death.
the Shakticons.
Yeah. Is that he goes to watch the one movie, but yeah. So my point here's where I'm going with this. Like the Transformers universe is so far away from all of that. It's not really the same thing anymore. So I start out paying attention to every movie, every Transformers movie that I've seen, which I've seen about 4 of them. Is this one of them?
Including this.
But the problem with all of them is they automatically just degrade into mush.
Bro, you're filibustering, man. What is going on?
What do you want? Like I'm giving you my thing. Like
sorry,
this
go. I'm sorry.
every single one of them.
Yeah,
like I mean, look. Shortly after they get the new Porsche or whatever. Who was it? What's that? What's the main dude's name? It's like
Mirage.
Noah, right?
Mirage.
Well,
No.
Noah. Yeah, it's Noah.
The new Sam Witwicky. The new
Noah.
Spanish
Noah.
Sam.
It's Noah.
Spanish Sam, man.
Okay.
Noah
Okay.
Diaz.
G.I. Joe.
Okay. So yeah. What did Lars say earlier?
He's Sam with Wiki on Telemundo.
Telemundo. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
It's not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, so the biggest question for me is like, how in the hell? And this was like way at the end. How in the hell does this guy like fix an Autobot with old Porsche parts?
Well,
And but like the insides of the Transformers don't change. So how is he able to fix it with the?
Are we really gonna go
you really
with the
that-
mid-credit scene as the beat?
No, we can.
Are
no,
we
can come back.
serious right now?
No, I guess like
I'm about to say, like, why is that the biggest issue?
no, it's not my biggest issue. It's the only question.
I think so.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is,
or Rose won that one.
I think
Oh,
that's a
no.
valid question. But in the very beginning, they set the premise because he does fix a cable box. He does some things
He
with
was also
electronics,
ex-military.
and it's not that he's an idiot. It's not that he doesn't know how to do it. Much like
no.
so-called Mark Wahlberg is like an engineer and knows everything, but sounds
Oh
like an
no, I'm
idiot.
not saying that.
Right.
No, but they also make you. They also do the thing of like he needs a strong source of energon, and like
Right.
Where's
Well,
the
he
strong?
didn't die.
No, he
Like,
became
he
Mega
didn't
Man. I
lose
mean,
his
Noah
spark.
became Mega Man.
Yes, I know, which works. I don't know. Personally,
I didn't really like
I
all
was
that.
not mad about that. Honestly, I was excited because in the Transformers 80s movie, the best Transformers movies ever created, these
Amen.
guys, the humans, have their own little
They got the
robo-suits.
exosuit. They got the exosuit.
Exactly.
That was a tribute to that.
And it
That was definitely a
Which I
tribute to
think
that.
it's cool, but it didn't. It just felt weird.
I didn't feel weird
You-
about it.
Yeah, I didn't
I
feel
was
weird about it.
excited.
Either. It felt like a tribute with that 80s. And so I want to get to a point where Palm was saying with Transformers.
I felt
and then we're
Noah
gonna
became
do-
overpowered.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I was like, bro, Mirage couldn't do anything against Peter Dinklage.
But he didn't
so
do
you
it
can do
entirely
something
either.
against Peter Dinklage. And
It
I was
Was
like,
Peter Dinklage? I knew his voice. And I'm like, who was that? It sounds so familiar. And now that you just placed it, thank you, it works.
Oh,
Why is it that
Um,
Peter
that's
Dinklage, whenever
fucking-
he voices anyone, they're huge? Have you noticed that? Like in the Thor movies, he plays this giant.
You
In
ain't
this,
shit.
he's like a big
Oh,
old
you ain't
Peterbilt
shit.
truck.
That's
right?
fucked up.
I'm not making the
Scourge.
rules. I'm just saying.
Scourge. Was it Scourge? Scourge?
Scourge, yeah.
Scourge.
You're Peter Dinklage knocking on your door soon, Pong. He's
you
like,
know,
what the fuck
I
you
just,
saying, bro?
I just felt
Well,
they
that's
made
okay because I'll
Noah,
open the
like,
door and be like, "Who's out here?"
Oh, yeah.
Oh well. I'll close the door.
Yo,
it just, like
So
they
fucked up.
like they did that thing with Noah. I'm like, it was cool that he got his exosuit and he became one with Jazz and he was inside Jazz and the whole joke and thing.
Mirage.
I was
Yeah.
just
Mirage.
Sorry, Mirage.
Mirage.
Jazz dies later.
Jazz.
Sorry.
No, Jazz
Um,
died 3 movies ago.
No, 3 movies later.
Well, technically,
'Cause he
so
dies
Oh,
in
because this is the
2000.
past.
So-
You're right. Yeah.
Mm.
no,
This is after Bumblebee.
Oh, but it was a
I
reboot.
think-
Bumblebee was a reboot, and this
I
is
think
the
this
second
made
to
a
that.
branching timeline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
they
is
did.
not tying
This is not part
into
of the
Michael
big-
Bay's
I don't know.
universe.
It doesn't really matter. I don't really give a shit.
No, Michael Bay
Yeah.
is still attached to this.
He's producing, not
Yeah.
directing or
Yeah.
writing anymore.
Yeah, but we know
So-
it's directly after it's after Bumblebee
Yes.
in the 90s, whereas
Yes.
the
was-
Wiki movies happened in the 2000s.
But here's the
Yes.
thing: it's like this with Transformers. What I've learned over time is that the Transformers universe is always open to interpretation of who's creating the series or who's directing or who has the comic universe. And we are starting to see something that that's giving already that separation from the Bay universe of Transformers movies that we've already seen because of one element that they introduced that was not in the original Bay movies, which already the director confirmed that's probably going to be the biggest crossover between these two franchises, which is G.I. Joe and
Fucking
Transformers.
G.I. Joe.
Not just
Why?
crossover,
Why G.I.
it's
Joe?
now a Hasbro universe.
G.I. Joe!
This
The
is something that
Hasbro
they've been looking to do for a while.
universe will now incorporate a lot. I mean, 80s cartoons was entirely a toy grab, money grab,
Damn
right?
you,
So here's the
Joe!
thing.
Cobra
Well, here's
strikes
the thing
again.
too. No, but here's the thing. You want to know what's cool? Is because when this movie came out right now, just recently they announced that the 2 comic book properties that's being held by Robert Kirkman and someone else, that G.I. Joe and Transformers are also combining into comics. They're all becoming one universe now.
I'm gonna give an opinion. I don't give a shit about the humans with the Transformers. And this need to put humans with Transformers is killing me. I don't
You know
care.
what?
Every time we went to Noah and the girl who was getting overlooked by her white coworkers, which is very stereotypical and happening still to today, I couldn't give a shit. It's great. He's there for his brother. He's got sickle cell anemia, and I don't give a shit. I just
Well,
want
that's
to
you.
see the Maximals.
That's
and I want
you.
to see the Autobots. and we get the Terracons, the Predacons, whatever. Okay, fine. You know, like I don't care. I don't care.
I was
I don't
kind of mad
care.
that
Why we
humans do suck.
feel why
the
we
humans
feel
don't suck.
this need to humanize and bring humans into the story makes no sense to me, because we all watch these fucking cartoons and either the humans were Spike, who's an idiot, or the humans were apes as they were in Beast Wars. And Dinobot dies to save them. Like fuck that. I don't care.
A little bit of history on that too is that when Marvel had the license for both G.I. Joe and Transformers, Marvel at the time actually made them one universe, but G.I. Joe and Transformers existed. One of their original characters even started in that universe, which was Deathhead, and they spun him off into the Marvel universe. So they then what was it? It was Rom, Space Knight, who was part of that Hasbro universe too. They had combined them all together in there. So
You're
Marvel
just making up words at this point.
No, Rom, Space Knight. You can look it up.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Look at Rom Space Knight, and then you got
Ron the Space Knight.
What? And I say this as respectfully as possible. The ever-loving fuck. We're Gemini.
I mean, you got the Barbie movie coming out. We're gonna get the Barbie-verse.
I know My Little Pony was probably with this.
If we get Hasbro universe, it's all possible.
Fucking weird.
It's a very
and you
big
know what?
possibility.
Every 80s child, 70s kid will love it.
No, we won't. No.
80s, 70s baby, 80s kid. Absolutely, because that's everything you grew up on.
I just want it separate.
Don't put that
I don't
on
need
me.
it connected.
I didn't like Jim back then. I didn't like Jim and the
was
freaking
lit.
hologram.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's for you. I you know, well, I shouldn't be like that. But like, I guess what I'm saying is like,
She-Ra was lit. Oh, I was with the girls. Gumby was also popular back in the day. You know what I mean?
Fuck Gumby.
She-Ra gets a pass. She-Ra was indeed pretty awesome.
Oh my god!
We're gonna send Hugo some Barbie VHS movies. No, I mean for me it's like this: is that Marvel already started that back in the 80s when you had Larry Hama doing a lot of the artwork for it. And what's funny is that when Transformers was starting, it was a toy cash grab. They didn't have any universe established, and some of the stuff was established by the comics. And then even IDW further pushed the comics. The same thing with G.I. Joe. So if they're pulling from those properties, they have a lot of different things. Now, it would be interesting to see that combination of characters because, again, if you really think about it, G.I. Joe was really known for all the toys they got to play with, all of their vehicles and everything. So can you imagine that combination right there?
And that goddamn ship.
Yes.
That's like $1,000+ to get.
The
7-foot toy.
It's like a
It
yes,
it was a G.I. Joe.
It's the helicarrier.
And it fit actually
the
size of the G.I. Joe.
That G.I. Joe originated their idea based off S.H.I.E.L.D. in the comic books?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Hugo being the voice of the people right now. 70s, 80s kid. 70s, 80s kid here, grew up with Transformers, G.I. Joe, etc. And I'm a solid, get the fuck out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, Hugo.
I just want them. I want them separated because the minute you bring in G.I. Joe, it's gonna be like, oh well, who are all these actors that we're gonna bring in? And then now they all gotta get some fucking screen time. Like fuck that, man. You know,
how
like
is that different?
Peter Cullen's got a number of years left on this world. Just let him
Yeah.
be Optimus until he cannot be Optimus, and then sign his
Because
voice to
if that's
AI.
the case-
How is that different?
If that's the case, then bring back Josh Duhamel and make him Duke.
Josh Duhamel, make him do Tyrese. Like there's a whole cast of people with these Transformers. Why not do the same thing with G.I. Joe? They really
I'm
literally
saying make
Josh Duhamel should be a G.I. Joe.
But what I'm saying is, you
Tyrese should be a G.I. Joe, and they're all
movie.
military men.
But you're watching Transformers. Are you really watching it for these dudes?
No, but I'm not mad
Peter
at they're
Cullen.
there and they're part of the process.
I got two.
If
I
Peter
got
Cullen's
2
not
hours.
Optimus,
I mean, well, there's that. But like, we got 2 hours with them, right? And they got to get the MacGuffin, and then the other MacGuffin to do with the MacGuffin, right?
Wait, what are we talking about?
That is the premise of all
what
the
are we talking about?
That's the premise of every Transformers movie. Is
Yeah.
we got to get the thing to do the thing to save the thing.
Well, that's how
Right.
it was on the Netflix show, with the Netflix show that had 3 seasons where they had
You know what? It was all Transformers and no people.
Yeah, no humans. So that's what you love. We know it, Tone. That's what you want in your
Wait.
Transformers movies. Kill all humans. How do we
No,
feel about
so that was one thing that I hated with the originals, though. The original Michael Bay ones was all the freaking military crap. Like,
Yeah.
because, and
But
I get it. I guess it was during the support our troops time, but it was like Optimus Prime, like pledging to fight along with the military. Like,
the
no,
thing is that
they're
was
from
already
Cybertron. They don't.
established. The thing is
Go
that
ahead.
something that's already established from every single Transformer movie that we've seen. What difference is it going to be that it's GI Joe guys now?
No,
Because we're going to see Snake in there.
no.
Like, I
I'm
think
cool.
that's
No,
not
no,
a
no,
big
no. Okay,
difference.
no, Val. I think what I'm saying is like, I'm cool if they want to redo GI Joe and do
Not
GI
gonna
Joe.
lie, seeing
I don't
Snake
need. I don't
jump out
need.
of Bumblebee would be fucking meant for me.
Hey guys?
I think
I
that
don't.
would
I
be a
don't
great
need. I don't need
combination
GI
right there.
Joe and Transformers.
I
When
get
I
it. We
want to
don't
spend.
need it.
I want to
I
spend
agree.
time with the Transformers.
I agree we don't need it. But what if it's everything you didn't know you wanted? What if because here's the thing. You
I
don't
just
care about
want-
hold on, wait, time out.
But I want the one Transformers movie
me.
where there isn't like
Time
people
out, time out. You don't
involved.
care about Tyrese. You don't care about Josh Sumo. We've seen them with the Transformers already. But give us someone we like from G.I. Joe. Like he just said, Law. If we saw Snake riding that
If we,
motherfucker,
if we
like you
saw
know
Snake,
what I
if
mean?
we saw Snake Eyes,
That's a lit ass
so, come on.
combo.
If we see Snake Eyes coming down one way with like Bumblebee, and then we see fucking what's his face on the other side, the fucking white suit, his fucking mortal enemy. What the fuck?
Shadow.
I can't remember. Storm Shadow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have Storm Shadow coming on the other side with a fucking
Let me tell you
Decepticon.
something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm cool with Snake Eyes. You wanna know why? Motherfucker doesn't talk.
That's fair.
I'll allow it.
Neither does Bumblebee technically.
Bumblebee talks through the power of music and radio
And
airwaves
movies and movies now.
and movies. I'm just
And movie
listen,
quotes.
and also,
So-
if you give me a Cobra Commander who doesn't sound high pitched, what are we doing?
Oh
Is
yeah,
with his
absolutely.
chrome door going to Transformers and Megatron's pimp cave.
I'm just look.
Yo,
Look, they
No, that
do
was
it.
Destro.
They're
God.
clearly gonna do it, and it's
Oh
fine. I
my-
just. I want movie. I want a movie that's
I
like
don't think-
hyper
I don't
focused
think-
on the Transformers.
I don't
because
think you'll hate it as much as you think you will.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna hate it. I'm just saying, give me trust the IP and give us a movie fully based on the Transformers.
1 in 4 limited issue of G.I. Joes and the Transformers together. Look at that. Look at that.
I mean,
wow.
Damn it.
it's canon. It was done by Marvel.
And it well what year was this released?
long time ago.
75.
yeah.
It was 75 cents.
So
Comic
yeah,
books are
we
not
know it's a
75
long time ago. Comic books haven't been that
time
price.
long ago in a galaxy far away.
All right. Anyway, so we keep going on this GI Joe thing
So-
and everything.
so-
Let's talk about the
Okay.
movie.
Let's
All
talk
right,
about
all
let's
right.
talk about Pete Davidson as Mirage. How did you guys
can I
feel?
start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. So I did not even realize Pete Davidson was in this shit because I don't pay attention to the stuff beforehand, right? I don't like watching the trailers because they give away too much at times. And I didn't look at the casting other than I knew Noah would be the guy who played Noah, whatever his real name is. With that said, I'm like, damn, is that Pete Davidson? And I'm like, I like this guy. Oh shit, Pete Davidson's doing his thing. Okay. And it made me feel more for Mirage than I had thought I would. He was very much a new character other than Bumblebee that I enjoyed, although I feel like RC was the bitch. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that Pete Davidson was great. I was surprised at how much I liked him.
Fact. When Cobra had to join them to defeat the Decepticons, that's how you know we got a bad guy.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed Pete. He brought a lot of life to Mirage, which for the long time Bumblebee was that character that we all love in the story. And he was a great compliment to what Bumblebee had brought to the series. Which I again would love to see more Mirage, and it kind of worked because Bumblebee, we always have this association with Sam Witwicky and all that. with Mirage, it's like now you have this connection between him and Noah, especially with Pete Davidson. He brings that Staten Island, New York vibe with the whole
Yeah.
thing. It's like, and
So
so
the Whaticons? Yeah. Can you say that again, Seabass?
Decepticons. I said Decepticons.
Is that what you said?
Don't make fun. Yes, that's
Did
what I said.
you?
Okay.
There you go.
Val.
The hand sanitizer literally
Val.
just squirted me in the face. That was not kosher, right there.
Damn.
I think I just missed some.
There's a lot of jokes there. I'm just gonna leave it all.
Val.
I have no comment.
Can't even get her attention right now.
I'm sorry. That was not all right. It's okay. It was just hand sanitizer.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we all have our various ways of multitasking. But
No, literally, like no, I hand sanitizer, you know, and the way it came out, it was just
Sure.
yeah.
Just-
Okay,
It's
fine.
surprising.
Yeah, Val, what was the question, Stone?
I was going to say before you were purified.
That's for the other show.
That is for the other show. With them sneaky sneaks and them situations and shit.
And don't forget the turnips.
Yeah. What's a red flag? He interrupts you in the middle of your podcast.
That is hilarious.
Oh no!
All right. So my question to you, Val,
Yes.
was how much were you smiling when you realized that Danny Rojas was Wheeljack?
I was so freaking happy. I was like, "Is that Danny Rojas?"
I heard
What
that
is
voice.
name? Oh my
I heard that voice, and I was like, "Wait a minute, is Danny Rojas in this shit?"
I was so
Wait,
hype about
who
that.
played him?
From Wheeljack.
Lasso.
He's in Ted Lasso. He plays a soccer player called Danny Rojas.
And he goes, "Football is life."
I
Football
was
is
really
life."
hoping he would say something is life.
I hope so too.
but
I
you
mean,
didn't
I
get it.
thought that I
Liza
recognized
Koshy
his
played
voice
RC.
right away, though. I recognized his voice right away.
Liza Koshy played RC.
Who's that?
She's a
Oh,
early
she's the,
like Vine YouTuber and like made
Yeah.
her way into like acting and whatnot, but she's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Liza. I know
Yep.
who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Okay. Oh, I like that. I didn't realize she was RC.
Yeah, she did. She
Michelle
really learned
Yao
very
was
well.
Air Razor because she's just everywhere.
Aries, it was good.
Yo,
Heart broke
Yes.
for Air
oh my
Razor.
god.
Oh, I loved her
broke.
though, and that one, I knew her voice right away.
Heart broke.
But
Like, it took me a second. I was like, "There's no way," and they're like, "Yep,
Oh.
we're gonna do Michelle Yeoh." Oh, so good.
This question is for Tone.
Okay.
How did you feel when you saw Optimus Primal for the first time on screen?
I was here for it. And then look, I was like, all right, when's my man's gonna transform? When's my man's gonna transform?
Right.
I'm like, yo, when's my man's gonna transform? And then he was like,
And we got that
when
reference
you girls
too.
from the
That's
Beast
mine. I
Wars
was like,
age,
yeah.
you're like, oh my god.
Well, Ron Perlman was perfect for that too. He's
Yeah.
got that
Wait,
good
is
like.
he the I
Yeah.
need to look up
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
that was the
stats.
voice, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on
And like
Perlman.
I was really happy with like the robot designs, especially for the Maximals, because they really
Yes.
kept to what I'm used to from
Yeah,
Beast
Rhinox
Wars.
look. You could definitely
You
see
know,
Rhinox look
like
like
they-
exactly
like-
like he was ripped.
Like Primal had his two swords and like Cheetor. Like I was
Yeah.
like, you know, they stuck to it where
Yeah.
Fedor was like his whole movement and his whole when he transforms. Oh, it was just such a good. The way
They
they
paid
did the shit
attention
that
to
was
the
really good.
cartoon. They paid
Yeah.
attention to the cartoon for that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely did.
Yeah,
Cartoon
I
was so
did
good.
I did like
Huh?
the
What'd you say, Paul?
I said what I said. I said
No,
what
what
I
did
said.
you say?
I said
hear
I
what
said
you're
the cartoon was bad.
No, it wasn't. Shut your fucking mouth.
What?
No!
Wow.
Tone versus
Shots
Paul.
fired. No,
Beast
no.
Wars
See,
was not bad.
P versus
sir.
P.
Beast Wars was not bad.
Oh, wow.
I've finally been banned from the show. Yes.
What was the hot
been,
Hallelujah.
What was
I've
the
never
hot
been
take
pulled
he
off the
needed?
screen.
And that's him talking trash of Beast Wars.
I've never been pulled off the screen before the entire time I've been here. Ladies and
Listen,
gentlemen, we got him.
will not take that kind of slander, sir.
I love
No, no,
OG Transformers, but Beast Wars is my shit.
So my thing with it is just when you go back and look at the graphics now, it's just so
Yes.
No, it is
so-
bad,
Of
right?
course.
The
It's a product of
graphics
its
do
time.
not age well, but the
At the
story,
time,
the stories that Beast
Hold on.
Wars, especially season 2, because Transmetals essentially, just because season before Transmetals, it was very much like gag and issue of the day. But then once you go to Transmetals 1, Transmetals 2,
here's
where
the
characters are
thing.
sacrificing themselves, you're talking about the past and the connection to the OG Autobots. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo,
No,
this
no.
is
Here's
like,
the thing with if you're looking back at the animation from today compared to then, obviously it wouldn't it doesn't age well. But at the time, Beast Wars was revolutionary. It was up there
Yeah.
with Reboot. Reboot
Yeah.
was like, holy shit,
Reboot.
is this? You remember that shit?
Reboot,
I remember
Like,
Reboot.
Reboot, I watched
Beast
over.
Wars was on that level.
couple
So at the
years ago.
time, we didn't know what was better than that. It was what it was at the time. It was
Reboot,
what it was.
Reboot got
That's
shafted by being canceled too early because that storyline would have been
Way too
fucking
early.
amazing.
Reboot was lit.
Listen,
Oh, wait, here we go.
That ending.
Here we go.
Beast Wars. Beast Wars.
Beast Wars
If we're
won that.
talking
Beast
about
Wars
in the
won that.
time it was released, Beast Wars
In
wins.
the time that it was released, Beast Wars
Beast
versus
Wars.
the
because
time that the
Flash
Flash
should
was
have been much better than where it is now
Yes.
compared to
Mhm.
today's technology versus back in late 90s. When did Beast Wars come out?
Here's the
Late
thing,
90s,
even
early
if
Like
2000s?
early
mid 90s,
2000s.
even if
Mid
you look
90s.
at,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
even if you look at,
97.
but even
Thank
if you
you.
look at the new Transformers on Netflix, it's like you could see that the Beast Wars CGI in that animated series got a huge upgrade. The Flash didn't. The Flash went back to like, oh, we're gonna go nostalgia.
96.
But
I
going
was
back
off
to
by a year.
nostalgia,
Yeah.
how did you guys feel about the soundtrack coming back from the 90s that was brought up in
Ooh.
this movie?
I was here
Right.
for it. I really liked
Yeah.
they really did their best to get that vibe of 90s Brooklyn and make you in it. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I
I did not like. Here's another. This is one thing I will say. The graffitis on the trains in New York City was a thing in the late 70s and 80s, not in the 90s.
Not
They
necessarily.
over exaggerated on the
They
graffiti on the trains.
They over exaggerate, but it was more
In
of the late.
94,
It wasn't
it
It was
did
more
not
of
look
the
like
much.
that.
it was
No.
more
Yeah.
of the late 80s, early
It was
very early
in the
90s because
80s
in the
that
early
was
90s,
cleaned up.
yeah, in the very
In
early 90s they started like between the
late
late 80s and
70s to the
90s they
80s
started.
is when it was a problem. Mid 80s to the late 80s is when it was cleaned up. 94, that was not what the trains looked like.
I mean, I still
Not like
saw,
that.
I still
Not like
saw
Not like that.
not like
Not
that,
like
not like
that.
that. But I
That was
remember
an
seeing
80s image of graffiti on the trains.
Yeah.
But I
it
remember
wasn't that
seeing
bad.
the red train cars
Absolutely.
with graffiti, and then
Because
they
those
kind of
were
left
older
it.
train cars from the 80s.
Yeah, and then they left it
Right.
alone because the silver shuttles were eventually coming.
Yeah.
Right, but you're talking
the
about
90s.
1994. That was not what we saw.
No, yeah, no, you're right because in the 80s the trains
It
for
was
some
definitely
reason
a stereotype for
in
New
the
York City.
yeah, it was.
Absolutely.
But in the 80s
Absolutely.
the trains were painted white because they thought that was gonna not let people graffiti on the trains, and they did.
And,
They
and you
graffitied
gave
the
them a
fuck out of the
canvas.
train.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
they made the trains red, but there wasn't as much graffiti as they depicted in that scene. And also too because I am a train nerd, a lot of those seats were the silver trains, not the red trains.
And the silver trains did not have the graffiti in 94
Nope.
like that. That's
No,
not.
they didn't.
I grew up on the 6th line, bro. I know.
Yep.
Like-
That's
She
okay,
used
yeah,
to take it all the time to go see
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G. You know.
there we go.
She went to Sedgwick Avenue.
Where the home goes, Danny from the block.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's probably the little pet peeve I have because
That
whenever they do a
bothered
new,
my soul.
whenever they do a New York City train and I see it, I get what you're going at, Val. It's like, oh, they didn't do
You
that,
know,
right? I was like, there's no elevated lines in Manhattan. The only elevated line is the Metro North, and that's in Harlem. Fuck you.
Right.
There is
Right.
an elevated line.
Yeah,
The one-
it's in Harlem.
one train.
Yeah,
One
it's
train,
one
125th.
station, 125th. That is the only train station.
No, it's
No.
not.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Wait,
not
what is he saying?
125th.
What'd you say?
Uh-oh.
The one
It's-
train
it's
up
a-
in Spanish Harlem is an elevated train station in Manhattan.
Don't count.
And it's several. It does count. What the
No,
fuck do
because
you
when they show
mean?
what
Sir,
was it? Tobey
sir.
Maguire Spider-Man, he is in Midtown on an elevated train.
Most
There
of
are
the
no
above
agree.
trains
Yes.
are elevated trains.
A lot,
What?
and that's not coming into Midtown. It was going into
Not
Queens.
yeah, not in Manhattan. Manhattan, no. But in Upper Manhattan, like the Heights, once you get
It's
past
only that one
Dykeman,
train.
from
The one
Dykeman to
train,
whatever,
it's
it's still
elevated,
again,
You
it's
but
still
told me that
elevated.
that
Toby. So you told
scene
me that
isn't.
Toby was in Dykeman?
That scene isn't in New York, in the city. It's in Manhattan. It's in Queens,
No, it's not in Queens.
bro. You're
That is
bugging.
Manhattan. I'm not bugging. You watch that scene again, you'll see. It's Midtown Manhattan. That ain't Queens. Ain't
Okay,
Queens.
Okay,
okay.
I
okay,
know.
okay. We agree to disagree. We agree to
agree
disagree.
So this is what it sounds
Yeah.
like when people from here complain about how people pronounce Nevada.
Yeah.
Oh
Why
my
is it not
god,
Nevada?
No one cares.
it's
No,
Nevada.
here
or
in
Nevada?
Vegas,
It's Cheeto.
in Vegas, people say Nevada,
Nevada.
and it literally in the rest of the world, it's Nevada.
Nevada.
I know that to be
Nevada.
true because when I get people calling on me for
Oh,
my job from Nevada,
Tom, tell them
It's
what you told me
pronounced
at the bar.
Nevada.
Tell them what you told me at the bar about how most of Vegas isn't Vegas.
Oh yeah. No, most of Las Vegas is not in Las Vegas. It's in Paradise, Nevada.
Nope.
It's one of the I think the U.S. if not the world's most largest unincorporated or most heavily populated unincorporated place. It's not actually a city because then they would have to pay tax. This is no one cares. There's a
Guys, I've been in paradise this whole time.
CGP Gray. What's that?
I've been in paradise this whole
CPG Gray.
time.
Yeah, what about him? He's
Yes.
good.
CGP Gray has a video about it called "Las Vegas Isn't Las Vegas." It's really interesting.
I like his videos a lot. He's got good
absolutely
YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So let's
All
get back.
Let's go
So let's
back.
get back.
And I'm glad. Oh, by the way, about the soundtrack, I am glad to hear any usage of Diggable Planets. I feel like Diggable Planets gets glossed over way too much. Any use of but I wish it would have been Blowout Comb and not just Rebirth of Slick because everybody knows Rebirth of Slick. Great, Blowout Comb. That's a damn good album all the way through, start to finish. Sorry.
Just want to say because I know
I'll be over here.
That I'm probably
Your
gonna be the
DJ
odd
showing.
one out here, but I don't know anything of what you said. Whoever Glands is, Comb is, whatever the fuck you just said, I have no idea.
Remember, she doesn't know hip hop. Like that.
So weird. It was there. You were there.
No, she was there.
I was in the Midwest. I was in a suburb of St. Louis.
But what does that mean exactly?
Wait,
I don't understand.
Who's something
Wow,
perfect?
what's boggling Pong's mind is that you live in the birthplace of hip hop.
Yes.
Right. Except
he
I don't
knows
know
more
who's
hip-hop
the
than you.
visible by
Yes, that's the
denominator.
point. That's the point he's saying. And that's
Yeah, what's the name of it?
I mean, to defend Val, it really just depends on the year that she was listening to hip hop because there is a portion for some years where some of us didn't listen to hip hop. But again, you did have your BIG, you did have it's like you had a lot of great stuff that really brought back the '90s there because it's like I don't know the people just hanging outside in the front, like outside and then just chilling
No,
in the front.
yeah, that was definitely very nostalgic. New
When
York.
he had to go get the car for his boy and the way he was.
When he
When he
stole
first met Mirage,
that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was really fucking hilarious. He's like, it's not me, it's the car. It's the car, help me. And then Mirage did the whole thing. I was like, oh, Mirage is back.
I enjoyed the voices like Tone said, seeing Danny Rojas. RC was fun. I think the entire Transformers, I will say in Tone's argument, I didn't care for the people in this movie. I did like Noah, the girl, whatever her name is. She did not make an impact on me, and my camera's being silly. Okay, there we go.
Well,
I think she was super smart. I don't think she shined as much as she could. Noah, I enjoyed. The brother, I didn't care, but everything else in between was pretty good.
But if you really, if you guys really notice, and I'll give it to you, Pong. If you really notice, the human cast of this movie was really limited to 2 people versus all the other Transformers movies.
Yeah,
thank God.
Go ahead, Pong.
At least it dodged the whole thing I was talking about with like, oh, we've got to work with the United States military, but like,
Bumblebee was also 2 people, more or less.
Yeah, it was
more or less.
Haley and whoever else was there.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now I forgot what.
But you also have Go ahead, Paul.
The thing that still disturbs me about the whole Transformers universe is why is RC the only female?
Well,
Because when it was created back in the 80s, no one gave a shit about girls.
well,
Yes.
they have more
Because
female.
girls
have
weren't buying
one girl.
Transformers.
No,
have
no,
more
because
female-
the toy industry
No.
marketed to boys rather than
That's-
girls, and they gave us crap like ponies.
That's what I said.
Well, here's the thing. They have more female
He
characters
said that
over the years.
in different fonts.
So the
Yes.
one character I'm waiting for them to introduce after RC is Elita 1. Elita 1 has been known to be Optimus Prime's main squeeze, but also too, she's the one who leads the Autobots on Cybertron when Optimus had to leave. You get Elita 1 in the animated series. You also get another female character in the animated series. So there are other female Autobots they introduce. Recently, over the last few years, they introduced a female Decepticon, and
Black
we did
Arachnia.
have Black Arachnia was a Predacon, but for the Decepticons, there was someone else they introduced.
Air
That
Razor
was
is
yeah.
also female too.
Yeah.
So they've introduced more female Autobots and Predacons, Decepticons over the years. But yeah, Elita 1 I think is the next big one that we need to see on the screen because
Why the fuck she gotta be pink? Oh god.
Who?
RC's pink.
RC is pink.
No,
RC
I'm
is
talking about
pink.
Alita.
Pink.
Alita 1 is
No,
also
Alita 1 is
fucking
red.
pink.
Oh,
No,
okay.
she's red.
Okay.
I'm
No,
looking at
she's
all
red.
these
No,
damn
that's fine.
images.
Okay, that's fine. But it
No,
was just the way
she's-
you said it. It was like, no, RC's like,
No,
No,
I know
pink.
RC is pink. I have her toy.
Yeah, she's pink too.
But what I was gonna
No, she's red. She's not pink.
No,
also, I
I
think
just
the
Googled her. She's
Depends
fine.
on the picture.
I also think that the Terracon that was with Scourge, the one that can fly, was also a female. The one with
Yes.
the swords.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I can't remember who she was played by. I looked it up earlier. No. Like, cause I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know why it
What
is.
do you want?
I was looking at her.
doesn't
Michael J. Rodriguez, Nightbird. I think that's what her name
Yeah,
was.
I think so.
What about you?
Yes. Yeah.
Nightbird.
Mhm.
Mm.
Though I don't think that she was addressed by name in it.
Oh, okay. Huh. Oh,
Yeah,
Transformers,
because
yeah.
no one cared about female depiction in cartoons back in the freaking 80s.
No one did.
You're not wrong.
And it was only over
Man,
the last few years.
Unless it was She-Ra or freaking Pony, My Little Pony or Care Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Or Barbie.
You're not wrong.
Or Barbie, but Barbie was
Barbie
just
didn't have a
Barbie.
Barbie didn't have a
She
TV
didn't
show.
have a cartoon at the time.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, if you ever want to
So-
keep the good old days, do not watch Night Court.
Ooh.
Night
Stay
Court
the
was a
hell
good
away from
show,
Night
though.
Court.
Why?
No, you think that, but if you go back and watch it, oh Lord.
Was it really that bad?
Season 4 was. I was like, I'll just get
She looks
something
like
in the middle
Megatron.
of the thing.
So that's
What's
Alita
that?
1.
She looks like a
That's-
pink Megatron.
That's
little
not
bit, yeah.
pink. She's red.
Bro, look
that
at
is
the
Alita-
images
She's
of
pink.
Alita 1, bro. She's pink.
I saw
She
the
is pink,
series,
Sebastian.
and I have the figure.
Bro,
Okay.
Bro,
all right,
she's
all right,
pink.
Whatever. She's pink.
She's I'll give like a lightish red, but
Bro,
like,
I
she
just
is
pulled
red.
up Alita 1, and every image has her in pink more than red.
I
Hold on.
have. She is a red
Sebastian,
character.
pull up this right now.
Thank you.
But sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes
That's what we're
He
doing now.
wants-
We're discussing
No, he
the
wants to
color.
prove
That's
that
fine.
she's red, and I'm telling you she's
Because
freaking
she
pink.
is red. That's how,
I'll-
because
She's
ours
I'll
not-
give it. I'll give it that she's like a starburst red, which is
No,
like a
that's
fucking
like a hot
off-put
pink, bro.
it depends on the
pull that
picture. Like
picture
I'm
up.
looking. If you
oh
just
no,
look
that's
at
a
like
different.
the
That's a different depiction on another show. But she was
No.
always red.
No,
I know what you.
she's-
I know. She was always depicted as red. Whenever they showed her Alita 1, she was depicted as red. She
Huh,
wasn't
I'm
depicted as pink.
just curious. All right, hold on. Let me just show you this one. Because you just said she was always depicted as red.
See,
Okay,
this
go
is
to
this
Discord.
is-
Go to Discord. Go to Discord. What is that?
He can't even answer.
It's not.
Hold on. Okay, let me give you a link to show right now. Let me give you a link right
Oh
now.
my god.
This is where we're going, guys.
No,
Okay, here
you
we
want
go.
to tell me she's red and I know my
She's
colors.
red. I'm about to
No,
bust out the
she's
figure.
not.
I'm about to bust out the figure.
Look, are you
Just want to talk about the
colorblind?
movie.
Back to the movie, please.
Okay.
Can we talk about the
Jesus
movie?
Christ.
Please.
Thank you, Pong. Look at the
Someone,
link that
someone
Pong shared.
actively,
But-
someone actively has to be up very early again because I have to fly. So, yes,
That sounds disgusting.
Anyway, it's awful.
Yes.
Said it sounds
Okay,
disgusting.
so I got a gripe. I felt we did not need Unicron in this.
Agreed.
Unicron was not
There's no
needed.
need.
You got Galactus.
I agree.
You got Galactus.
He Galactus better than Galactus in Fantastic Four 2.
I will say,
least he got
but
needed
we
better.
didn't know we didn't need him.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand something with the continuity here. So, if Primus is named after Optimus
Primal.
in the future,
hold on. You mean Prime? You
Primal.
mean Primal's named after Optimus? Yes.
Yes, in the future,
Yes.
and he's running from Scourge and then goes back into time,
Yep.
right? And he ends up in prehistoric times, and then he's hiding in Earth all of this time up until 1994.
Yep.
How did Scourge know to come to this time?
I think once
he didn't know.
he didn't know.
yeah.
I think the beacon. Once the
You follow the beacon. You don't follow
So
the.
Scourge can time travel. Then why doesn't?
Well, it happened with in the series with Galvatron, because Galvatron ended up coming back in the past in the series, in the Transformer series. So it's happened before where they've had time travel.
I don't think he went.
Scourge can time travel. So why doesn't?
I don't think Scourge went through time. He went through space to the location of the beacon. So he traveled through space.
But he's in the future where Primal is.
Because Primal said he was from the future.
Right.
Because he
so
said that
if he
I
was
got my
in
name.
the future where Primal is, and Primal uses the device to go back in time to go to prehistoric times, and then we take it to 94, how is this current Scourge? Is this future Scourge? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the one thing they didn't explain. But again, it's something that Galvatron has done, where Galvatron has come back into the past. That's how you have the whole scenes with Galvatron and Megatron. You have the whole scenes too where it happened in the Netflix series where Prime met Scourge, who was a darker version of Prime. So again, that's the one thing they didn't explain, is how did Scourge come back from how did he come from the future? That's the one thing they didn't explain.
Because Unicron, if Scourge has that power to travel in time, Unicron don't need that device. He can use Scourge.
Well, they did say that they needed a warp hole to be big enough for Unicron.
But Scourge has the power to travel in time.
Well, they need but that's the thing. They needed Unicron
the key,
is too
but
big.
that item, the item is like the key for Unicron to fit and do that.
Yeah,
because essentially it's like you're trying to transport an entire planet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because Unicron is planet size. He needs something bigger.
If they're combining it to what they already did, isn't Earth Unicron?
No. That was in the Bay universe.
Right, but that's what they are.
Wait,
if
what?
this is taking place in the past, the new one
It has nothing.
Unicron is Earth.
I didn't watch the rest of the Bay universe.
It has nothing to do with the Bay universe. Think about this as they've already separated with the simple fact that they're introducing the element of G.I. Joe. This is its own entire beast, separated from the Bay universe. It has nothing to do with those.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Unicron was Earth.
It was.
We already talked about Flash.
We already talked about that, Mike.
You are so late to the party.
But
go back
Mike,
and watch the first half.
If you want us to come on for tomorrow and talk about the Flash, I'm sure some of us could come on and talk about the Flash.
Facts.
We're talking about Transformers.
We could give you 2 cents.
Yeah, I won't be able to do it, but I'm sure the rest of the guys
Roll
will.
out. No, I mean, yeah, this I feel like this is already established that it's separated from the Bay universe. Just for the simple fact at the very end we get the G.I. Joe reveal.
Right, but that was something I was questioning because they don't tell us that until the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think it's one of those things where like it is what it is. It's gonna tell the story forward. and Scourge can find it by following the
But
beacon.
Unicron is Earth. I thought this was how Unicron becomes Earth, and that's not what
Oh,
happened.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know there was a whole Michael Bay storyline where Unicron
That's-
became
Which
Earth.
was fucking dumb,
Yeah.
bro.
Is that the last night? Is that what that
Yes.
hot garbage was?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't watch that shit.
Yep.
I don't even
Bro.
remember that. Like
I don't remember that.
I saw
Unicron
it,
is
but
Earth,
I don't
and
remember
fucking
it.
whatever Kron comes in, and she tries to battle with Unicron, except he doesn't fully come out, and they stop that from happening. It was just a total mess.
No.
coming
Unicron
out.
has always been a separate
aware.
entity
Yeah, he's always
know.
been separate
that
from
is
her.
a planet eater.
And
that
by
is
the way, Optimus, you got to remember he was a knight of the Round Table.
Wait,
Like he
Omnicron was?
No,
Merlin was, or whoever
Optimus
the
or
fuck.
Merlin or something. Whatever Optimus had to do, Optimus had something to do with the Knights of the Round Table for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
why
that's
not?
why we get fucking
Yeah, I didn't watch that
It-
one.
I-
I didn't watch that one. I didn't watch the one
Yeah.
after that, and I didn't come back to Transformers until Bumblebee came out, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. You gave me
Same.
some faith, and then I was like, I'm
No,
gonna watch
you're
this
talking
because you gave me.
in reverse. So it's 3, then Mark Wahlberg's 4, and
Yes.
then the last night, and then Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Mark
Bumblebee.
Wahlberg is in two
I thought
of
Mark
them.
Wahlberg did 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's in 2.
Oh, he
Because-
did.
Because Sam Witwicky did 3 of them. He had
Yeah,
the
he did
2 with
3.
Megan Fox and then the blonde chick.
Yep.
And then Mark Wahlberg comes in with his daughter. And then we have the last night with Mark Wahlberg as well, that he meets the girl who's actually the descendant of Merlin. And now we get Bumblebee, and then this one that we just saw.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
what
don't.
you just said?
No, you said Mark Wahlberg had 3.
No, I
No.
thought you said Mark Wahlberg had 1.
I said Mark Wahlberg had
Yeah,
1.
2.
Yeah, he
No,
has
he-
2.
Yeah,
He has
yeah,
2.
has two.
Got it.
He
Okay.
has 2. There's,
Yeah,
there's 2 Witwikis and then the Mark Wahlberg ones, and I didn't watch the Mark Wahlberg. I was like, this is
The
trash.
Mark Wahlberg ones are trash.
The Mark, like I
The
can, I can,
especially the last one.
I can deal with the Sam Witwicky ones, but the Mark Wahlberg ones are
Well, the first
awful.
2 are the better ones.
Listen, the minute that they gave fucking what's his face in this Transformers 2 balls,
Oh,
Hey, I said that.
oh my god,
Devastator.
Devastator.
The
Yes.
Constructicon.
I
yeah.
completely was like, really?
I'm out.
with that?
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
like
underneath
yo,
the
Bumblebee-
robot's balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when they did the 2
That was-
stereotypical robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the
that's
super
right.
fucking
The
racist
super
Spanish
racist
ones.
robots. Yes.
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
god.
yes.
I wasn't feeling crunk,
Forgot
bro.
about that shit.
Yeah. But no, I felt like they brought Unicron in for whatever reason to bring in Scourge, because Scourge is one of the characters from the '86 film, but
He's
I
Silver Surfer.
I just didn't think we needed him. Scourge just could have been Scourge, or we didn't even need this whole Unicron thing. We could have just done the Predacons and given us a new Megatron and done like the
Honestly,
you know.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting
I was
for.
gonna say, why didn't we have Predacons or Decepticons?
I think they were saving them because we've saving them. But
I don't
Well,
know. It's weird.
Scourge was strong enough to bust everybody's ass though, so
Yeah.
it didn't even matter.
He bust the fucking brakes off people. Good God.
Yo, he killed he killed Bumblebee, excuse me, and fucked up Optimus. It was over. Like I'm like, whoa, this motherfucker ain't somebody. to play
I
with.
was really worried. I was like, yo, how the fuck are they gonna turn this around in like the last
Yeah.
quarter? Like,
They got
what's
Mega
gonna
Man.
be what's gonna
They
be
got
the
Mega
change?
Man.
They got Mega Man. They
Yup.
got Mega Man. Dr.
I'm
Light
mad
came
at that.
out.
I'm
You know,
mad that
hooked
that
him
was
up.
It was a
enough.
GI Joe in a Mega Man.
G.I.
suit.
Joe!
To be fair, I really think it was Bumblebee coming in last quarter. It was like, yo,
Listen, I
guys,
love
That
the scene, though.
that
Came in
scene
hot
though,
was
That was
fire.
when
awesome.
he came and jumped out of the plane and he
Don't
started
call
shooting
the
everybody
comeback.
up, it was
Like,
over.
it was like he played "Don't Call It a Comeback." I was like,
Yeah,
oh
when
shit.
yo,
Bumblebee
that
came
shit
out.
was great.
That song is the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Cool
look,
J.
the action scenes of the robots is like
They were
spot
great.
on, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm here to watch, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like you know, the story. I never care about the story in a Transformers movie. It's
Right.
always like, hey, are there robots? Yes. Do they transform? Yes. Are they fighting? Yes. I'm here. Okay.
Yeah.
see,
I
they have to
agree.
look
Cool.
good. They have to look good fighting, and the
Yeah.
voices have to match. And I think they got it right with this movie because, again, it just feels like it's a whole launch. And it feels just like how they do with the comics
somewhat,
because each comic is always different. Whoever the studio that is interpreting, because there's all a bunch of Transformers lore that's not together. It's like all like a whole different universe every time, and it's
there
going
was
to be interesting
somewhat
to see where they go with this.
there was so much disbelief for me because of the convenient plot of them finding an entire fucking city in like the back of this church. Because I looked and I'm like, ain't no way that anyone just looked at this thing and went, oh, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Surely someone was like touching and grabbing shit and goes, oh, this moves. Oh, I should fucking get for thousands of years. No one went like this to
No.
line shit.
No,
Fucking
it's I believe that. I mean,
convenient fucking plot.
you see it in an Indiana Jones movie all the time. So
That has nothing to do with it.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping we get this next one. We keep going because I'm sure we're gonna get another one.
Yes.
And we get
That one I know.
Not only do I remember that, but forever in my mind will be emblazoned LL Cool J's deodorant on MTV Unplugged.
Oh, that's right.
If you were, there he is. Yes, someone else got it. Yes. Remember that? Because I remember watching that. I think I saw it live, and I was like, "Oh man, there's a
yeah,
get that." And it's just so like, "Hi, hello there."
That's
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
and live
love
TV,
that
TV was a bitch back then.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't
I
edit
love
it.
that Val was over. I
Live
love that
TV was
Val
a
was
bitch
that.
back then. You couldn't edit shit off.
Oh hell no. Probably edit it now. You're not alone, brother.
Hey,
But
I'll take what I can get, man.
I just love that Val was like Captain America was like, I understood that reference.
I understood that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm feeling right now. Oh, that one I know.
But hey,
But,
here we go.
Good. But at the end of the day, I think this was out of the Transformers series. Again, it's another right direction for the Transformers series to go because again, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was everything I wanted in a Transformers movie. Like Tone said, there was less human interaction. I mean, I didn't mind the two humans that were in it because in the Transformers series, you always had an element of humans, but they were very minimal. There were humans that had to do with their stories to help advance the stories. These were humans that they trusted, and that understood the Transformers and everything. You got a lot of this.
Noah. I fucks with Noah.
Yeah. Listen, he went from going from
he was
in
like,
the height,
chill, we gotta go,
height,
bro, because y'all not about to fuck us over. I'm about to fuck this shit up.
He went from Gustavi in the Heights down to Noah in Brooklyn.
Gustavi?
Ready to go.
No,
Gustavi.
he was shit. It wasn't Gustavi. It was something else. It was Usnavi.
Usnavi. There we go.
Yes.
Usnavi.
Because his dad was trying to say U.S. Navy.
Yeah, Usnavi. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Usnavi.
I was like, that sounds wrong. Oh no.
No, but I give it credit because I like because his star is burning bright. I mean, it's interesting too to see where he started with Lin-Manuel's production, where he also too was in Hamilton as one of the characters in Hamilton, and then has gone this far, playing the role that Lin-Manuel played in The Heights, and now getting these starring roles. So again, shout out to the brother who's doing it. But Noah was fun.
Yeah,
for
I like
me,
Noah
was a
he was
character.
fun.
He wasn't as annoying as Shia. He wasn't as dumb as Mark Wahlberg. I think he held a good standing, and I'm not mad at his character, and I don't mind seeing him move forward with this franchise if they continue with him.
As far as the female, I get what you're saying too. As far as the female character that was in the movie, don't know the actress. I didn't care too much about her character. I feel like I wanted more from her character. It's just
that there was no weight to her character in regards to
there wasn't.
It was like Noah had his brother and he was doing all this stuff for his brother.
But
I liked her.
It was just like, oh man, I'm dealing with 90s racism in the workplace. Yeah, well, it's still happening, sister. Like, come on.
I won't miss her if she doesn't return. That's where I'm at with her character.
It's a good thing we fixed all that in 2008. Am I right, guys?
Yeah,
I mean, it's all over now. We're good.
Noah's literally like, I had to leave the army because of my brother, and I gotta you feel more for Noah
than
for her because her story doesn't give give you
I mean,
anything.
essentially, she's gonna end up being like the what was it, Alice Eve and her like her like group kind of in the first few movies, Alice and what was it, Anthony oh my God, Blackish, the main guy, Anthony
Anthony
Anderson.
Mackie. Anthony Anderson. Sorry, I said Anthony Mackie. Anthony Anderson.
Oh, those characters.
Yeah, I think she might like lead to that, or just end up being recruited too. But she has
G.I.
her
Joe.
own. But she has her own thing with being
Intelligence,
like,
maybe.
yeah,
I
essentially. I see her going the intelligence route, but if they just close it on like, oh, she got to have her just desserts, let her have just desserts, and then
no,
kind of roll on with.
I feel like that's a great closeout for the character. I feel like if they're going to introduce this element of GI Joe in it, it gives them a great element of recruiting like characters who we want to see, like Lady J, Scarlet, Flint. Like these are characters who are associated with GI Joe and how Noah would interact with them because you have Noah now who's kind of like this bridge between Transformers and would be the bridge between GI Joe. It would be interesting to see that combination of how they do it on screen because I mean I'll be honest, GI Joe hasn't done shit as a live action movie, and the fact is this is that they
Well, the
go like
first
Dwayne
G.I. Joe movie wasn't bad.
it was
Yeah.
okay.
Second one wasn't great.
Second one was Rock just taking over the role for Channing Tatum, whose character they killed. You killed off Duke, which I'm
Literally in
like,
like
you don't
first
kill
5
Duke.
seconds.
I think you
Duke
also
is the
killed off
character.
Ripcord. You killed off Ripcord off screen.
Yeah, which I thought was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
They
as far as
ruined
it
it
goes,
with part 2, but first one
yeah.
wasn't bad.
And they try to, but I think that they're going in the right route, and I think we're about to get some '80s nostalgia as well as entertainment as kids who used to play with our toys, the GI Joe toys and Transformers, and combine those universes together. But
And
final thoughts
Barbie.
on the Transformers?
Because
Yeah.
definitely Barbie was chilling with Hot Rod and Optimus, bro. At least in my house,
So we're
because
gonna have
I was.
Margaret Robbie.
Gotcha.
We're gonna have Margaret Robbie, Mirage, and Noah. There we go.
I mean, okay. All right. I'm on board.
All right. Final thoughts, guys, on Transformers before we head out.
You know,
Okay.
I was really glad to see that they finally did a good departure from
They,
the Michael Bay movies, and I can't wait to actually see it.
I was waiting to see if he would say if he saw it or not.
hold on,
That
there.
was very funny. You played
I'm
along
here to
very
help.
well for the most part. I mean, I would not have known you didn't watch it, and I'm glad you admitted you didn't, because I was
Hey,
questioning it.
you were questioning
Uh,
it. I thought about asking you guys, but I didn't want to put you on the spot. So
No, I was
Pong's having
questioning it.
fun. Pong, it's always a great time
we're
having
just,
Pong on the show.
we're just
Of
What's the
course.
Wikipedia?
Oh, I
Val, Law, and then Tone. I want Val, Law, and Tone. That's the
Um,
order.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it much more than I did for Flash. I had a lot of fun with the Transformers movies are always super fun, with the exception of Last Night. But there were some good parts out of it, like Dinobots. But this particular one, it was good to see the Beast Wars on screen. It was good to see. I, despite what Tone thinks, I like the whole Mega Man thing, the way that ended up turning out. I was confused about him being able to rebuild Mirage, but you know I thought Pete Davidson was a star in the movie, much more than I anticipated him to be. I enjoyed him very much in the role. Overall, it was a good watch for me. And I'm here for the next one.
Law.
I liked it for the most part. I liked it more than I thought I would. Though I don't feel like I loved it. Oh my god, it was the greatest thing ever. They didn't do the primals, like they didn't do the maximals like wrong. So I was like, okay, that was my biggest concern. Like you're gonna bring in Beast Wars, don't fuck it up. Otherwise, I wouldn't give two shits about this movie. I literally would have been like, all right, this movie's just ass, and I'm gonna just shit talking the entire episode.
They
But
didn't get Dinobotted.
but they did a really good job, so I'm not too mad at it. Curious to see where this goes from there. I am, it's the thing that I'll eventually always watch Transformers, unfortunately or fortunately. Let's see where it goes.
Hmm.
Tone. Give it
Uh,
away.
No. For what it's worth, I definitely enjoyed this movie more than I thought I was. I enjoyed it more than Flash, most definitely. And I think it's definitely a good second entry into the Transformers universe that that rebooted with the Bumblebee movie. So I am hoping now with our third Transformers movie that's probably set in the mid-90s, we will get more Beast Wars, we will get Predacons, and we will get a new version of Megatron. And I'm hoping they bring back the OG voice for Beast Wars Megatron because he's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, my thoughts on the movie. I fucking enjoyed it. If I had to rate and pick between both Flash and Transformers, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it was. Flash was okay, but I enjoyed it for the simple fact that I felt like a big kid playing with his toys when I saw that whole G.I. Joe reveal. I was like, holy shit, they did it. They pulled it. Where are we going to go with this now? But that's just me. And I think they did do Beast Wars. Yeah, and I think they did do the Beast Wars characters right, because when I think back how they did the Dinobots, they didn't do them justice, but the Beast Wars characters were there.
I do not want to see that at all, Mike.
No, Mike, no, you don't.
Seabass made a good point where it leads to something. We're excited to see what's next. Let's see how they incorporate the G.I. Joes of Transformers, as opposed to giving us George Clooney at the end, who is not going to go anywhere in the DCU universe, or if we even get freaking
Mike, I will go on your
It's
show.
gonna be hysterical.
Mike, we would jump on your show
Right.
and trash the fuck out of Flash if you guys are talking about Flash tomorrow. We would show it because that movie was that basura. That was a movie that they were all like, we're gonna cut the check. That's it. And your words,
basura,
Mike,
no. It is
okay.
one of the better DC movies. I wouldn't say it's basura.
It's like this.
Yeah.
It hovers. It's a hover with
Nah, it is one of the stronger DC
Yeah.
movies. Unfortunately, that DC doesn't have a whole lot to go on.
There you go. Like Law says, the bar is low.
I liked it more than at least 95% of the DC like movies that we've ever gotten.
There's
Agreed.
not
From
a lot.
that, from that.
Right.
But yeah.
We're not gonna go back down that flash rabbit hole. Stop flashing us. Anyway, so what are we talking about next week?
Mike is coming in hot. He's like, wait.
Well, Mike, you
Hurry
should have
up,
been
Mike.
here earlier.
Hurry up, because I gotta go.
Mike was late. You're late to the party. What he put?
Back in
I got a flight in like fucking 10
All
hours.
right.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that sounds fun. That's a
So
that's a midday morning fight. So what are we talking about next week?
All right.
What are we talking about next week?
What are we talking about next week?
Are we talking Secret Invasion next week?
Yes.
Hold on, let's see.
Secret
We
Invasion.
are talking Secret Invasion, right?
We did get it.
Mhm.
We did get it.
We are talking about Secret Invasion.
Okay.
Next
Hold on.
week.
Yeah.
So really quick, we're gonna do this really quick. I don't
believe you.
we're not gonna talk about it. I just want unanimous yeses and nos from the whole group, okay? I'm gonna read down the list of the DCEU movies. And you're either gonna say yes or no if the Flash was better, okay?
Okay.
No explanations. Man of Steel.
No.
No.
It was better than?
Better
yes.
than?
I'm gonna say yes.
Was the Flash better than Man of Steel?
Was the Flash
Flash
better
was better than Man of Steel. Yes, I will
No.
stand by that.
No.
No.
Sorry.
It's tied for me.
You mean the product
no,
placement for
no,
Sears?
we
Okay,
can't-
no
go.
explanation. Yes or no?
Yes and no.
Go. Yes or no.
Backfire.
Yes or no.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
No.
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
No.
No.
Wait, it was
Yes.
better.
Yes.
It was better.
It's not
It
better
was
than
not better.
Dawn of
Okay, here we go.
Justice.
It was better, yes.
Again.
Suicide Squad.
Yes, it
Yes.
was.
First
the
one or
first
second
one?
one?
The
Yes.
first. I'm going in
Yes.
going in
Okay.
release order.
No.
Going in
Yes.
release order.
Come on.
It
Not
was
better than Suicide Squad.
Better than Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Wonder Woman. No.
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 Justice League.
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, it was better
Yes.
than Justice League. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Justice League, not Zack Snyder's
Yeah.
Justice League.
Okay.
Justice
Yes.
League.
Yes.
Aquaman. No.
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 Oh. It was better than that. Yes, it was better than yes.
You think it was better than Aquaman?
Actually, yes.
Wait.
For me, yes. It's a
Aquaman is
yes.
the one with the red-haired girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, here we go. Was it better than Shazam?
No.
Let's say
No.
no.
Yes.
Yes.
We got Mike playing along. Was it better? I'll just say it this way so it's easier instead of me reading all the names out. Was it better than Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of
Yes.
one Harley
Yes.
Quinn?
I didn't.
Yes. That wasn't
Yes.
even worth
That's
watching.
That's a hell yes.
But yes.
That's
I
a hell
don't-
yes.
I
Hell
don't know.
yeah.
It was. I'm
Hell
not
fucking
thinking
yeah.
about
Yes,
Hell
definitely
yeah.
better
No.
than that
I'm just
bullshit.
saying.
Harley
I'm
Quinn and
not-
Emancipation of whatever it was that was.
It was
like,
good.
I thought it was
you're a fan.
enjoyable, so I'm gonna say that was better than the Flash. All right, here we go. I think I know the answer. Wonder Woman 1984.
No.
Oh, it's way
that's
better.
It's so better.
Way better.
Way better.
Okay, here we go. Zack Snyder's Justice League. No. It's
Yes.
not better than Zack Snyder's.
No,
I
I'm
would
gonna say yes.
say
I don't know.
I would say it was
That
not
one I
better than
can't.
Zack Snyder's. No. Justice League, no.
I'm in the middle. I
All
can't
right,
say
here we
yes or no.
go. The Suicide Squad. No.
Is
Yes.
that one or two?
No,
That's 2.
No.
no.
Oh,
No.
it's
James Gunn.
definitely better than that shit.
No.
Okay.
What?
Flash is better than that crap.
I don't
No.
think
The
so.
Starfish? Are you fucking kidding me,
I
bro?
don't think
That's
so.
an actual character in the comics.
It's a trash ass character. Why the fuck we put it in the movie?
That's a character that the Justice League fought.
Oh god, it's trash.
Starro.
Here we go.
Oh God, trust.
Here's my Was it better than Black Adam?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
it was better.
It's better than the Kool-Aid Man.
They both
No.
were equally trash.
They were equally the same for me. Yeah, I would agree.
No.
Yeah.
Was it better than Shazam Fury of the Gods? I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
watch
didn't
it
see it.
yet.
Didn't see it.
Okay.
I haven't watched it yet.
So there it is. I believe Mike
it
was like, it is
probably
not
isn't
better than anything.
It wasn't that bad. My
Like,
goodness.
It is. It's the only thing I will say it's better than. Well, actually, it's better than Birds of Prey. It's better than Suicide Squad 2. It's better
Suicide
than
Squad 2 is good.
Suicide
Whatever.
Squad.
Flash is
Suicide-
better than Suicide Squad 2.
2 was better than Suicide Squad 1, and I think it was
Yeah.
better than Flash.
No,
Oh,
I
here we go.
think one was
Hugo
better than
Pong, Pong. Hugo has a question for you. He says, "Are you counting movies you've seen or just Wikipedia?"
Oh no, so I came clean on the one that I didn't see. I can't remember which one that was. I
The
didn't
Prey
see.
one, the Birds of Prey one.
No, I saw Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was good. I liked it.
I hated it.
Good? Well,
I
I,
hated
wouldn't
it.
say
I thought it was enjoyable,
Okay.
except for what they did with Black Mask, because I thought Ewan McGregor was a good actor for Black Mask, but making him that way I thought was odd.
I thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the dumbest movies.
Mike, no
Wow.
one asked if you agree or disagree.
Damn.
No, he said Val, I disagree. No one asked that.
All right,
Anyway.
peeps. So that
So
was
next
that.
week,
Next week
Love
we
you, Mike.
discuss Secret Invasion,
Secret Invasion.
Yes.
Secret Invasion.
and we can quickly highlight.
We should have went through and be like, who are we thinking is Skrulls or not?
We can do that later.
Oh.
So on next week we will quickly, like 5-10 minutes tops,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
discuss feelings on that Kraven the Hunter trailer.
Mm.
Ooh, okay. I haven't seen
Yes,
the
next
trailer.
week we'll do it. Yep.
I haven't seen it.
We'll do that next week,
I don't have.
and it
any
is rated
feelings.
R. So I mean, as all the shit I was giving it, I may actually watch it.
Feelings.
Anyway, okay.
Whoa.
So that was that, folks.
So we'll see
Yep.
you next time at this 9:00 hour. Pong, where can we find you?
I got you, Hugo.
Why, you can find me at twitch.tv/synshop, SYNSHOP. And I'm on there every Monday and Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
And you can find Val on TV and Law on Twitch, and you can find me on wherever. Anyway, this has been your boy
Find me on
Sebastian.
LinkedIn.
There you go.
Facts. Me too.
There you go.
Your boy
You know, it's a
Sebastian.
personal life. You know what
I
I mean?
hate it here. It's been your boy Law.
Your boy Tone from across the hall.
And of course, last but not least, Vmac. See you guys next week for Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion
Take it
next
easy,
week.
guys.
Beautiful beam music in 3, 2.
Peace.
So happy we snuck in to see that trash movie, The Flash. Thank you, Hugo.